Yo, what's poppin', everybody? What's poppin'? Good to see everybody in the chat right now. Good to see all you boys back in here. Let me just finalize this setup, but I'm gonna let you guys know right now, we got a great stream. We got a great stream this evening. And I just remembered my fucking door's open, so I gotta go close that in a second here. But let me pull up some stuff. We're gonna get into the thumbnail first. Don't worry, boys. I see the chats coming in. I'm gonna read them in a second here. All right. This is the thumbnail, right? We finna get into the thumbnail right now. Well, in about a minute or two. What's poppin', Jew? Oh, wait, let me close the door before I get started here. What's everybody in the chat saying? What's everybody in the chat saying? Shit, hold up. I'm getting a phone call. No caller ID. Give me a second here. I don't know what's been going on, but we got a Mr. No Caller ID be calling me. I finally answered that bitch, and they hung it up. I think we got a little bit of a stalker or something like that. I hope not. I hope not. I thought I knew who it was, but maybe that's somebody else. I don't know if it's a Somali scammer. I feel like it might have been Jake Shields. I feel like it might have been Jake Shields calling my ass right now. I don't know. Anyway, if we get another call, I'm going to take it. Now, my plan was to read off some of the chat before we get started. The no caller is your upstairs neighbor, Brandon. Shit. So thanks for the reminder, America First. We're going to keep the noise down tonight. And as I'm reading off these chats, I'm going to scroll up, so I'm going to be like a couple minutes behind, but I should be able to catch up pretty quickly here. Mike Co saying, let's go. What's poppin', Mike Co? America First saying, Daddy Dana is a PIMP. Gaethje got all those bonuses that don't even amount to 1 milli. I know. And this is what I'm saying, guys. You know, they're killing the sport. Gaethje's on his way out of this bitch, okay? And he's still complaining about money. How many more fights does this guy have left? Like less than 5. And he's complaining about money. Like, bro, there's a reason why he's complaining. He's doing the checks and balances as his career is coming to an end. And he's like, what the fuck? This shit don't compute. Dana White bragging about me. I got 14 fucking bonuses. I'm this super exciting fighter, this megastar, this American great. And I'm looking at my finances saying, what the fuck going on here? Something's not adding up. Okay? So, I mean, you know, Gaethje did call out Dana. We're going to get into this, but I'm just responding to America First chat right now. But I'm just saying, you know, the reason why Gaethje's complaining is because he's nearing the end of his career. He's doing the checks and balances, and he's like, yo, something is not fucking adding up right now. What the hell is going on? What's poppin', Perfecto? We get money. Shit, we getting money, homie. We getting money. We getting straight to the money, homie. It's been a good couple weeks, if I can say that. Juice Man saying you're late, homie. Sorry, homie. I was 10 minutes late tonight. That's my bad. But I'm here. You boys know I'm always going to make it. You know I'm always going to make it. I may be a little bit late, but I'm going to always make it. Auto saying, yo, what up? I hope you're having a great night, and everybody else too. Just got off fresh out the shower from the gym. Auto, we on the same timing, homie. We on the same exact timing. I also just got done with the gym. I also just got out of the shower. I also just got done eating dinner. Well, it's not really dinner. I'm gonna eat dinner after this. But after the gym, if you guys are wondering what I ate, I had some Greek yogurt and some honey, and then I had some brown sugar oatmeal. One of those oatmeal packets, that instant oatmeal, brown sugar, maple brown sugar. That's what it is. That's what I had before this. Some Greek yogurt and some honey, some maple brown sugar, oatmeal. After the stream, my post-stream meal, finna be 2 steaks, 2 ribeye steaks, and a little bit of rice probably. For those curious, for those wondering. Dylan says, sup Castro. What up, Dylan? Unbroken says, a steamy shower, oy vey. Jew says, can we normalize embracing autism? You know, in the back of my head, Jew, I wonder if I have a little bit of the tism. You feel me? It's not always a bad thing if you got the tism now. It ain't a bad thing. We all love Gene Silva. We all love Arnold Allen. I think the people with the tism, you know, might be the most interesting. Oh my God. And then immediately after that, Unbroken goes, no, every person think they have autism when they just actually low IQ and retarded. So I guess I just called myself low IQ and retarded, according to Unbroken. It's all good. Don't even trip. Space Kid saying hi again. What's poppin', Space Kid? Tuxedo Mask, what's poppin'? Brand new stream, just topped in. And you know what? I want to speak about that one stream that I did. We got to clear something up before we even get started on this. Nothing crazy. Jew says, the way Gene be barking, we know he's autistic. I mean, he got a little bit of the tism, Jew. And we're going to play that clip as well. Unbroken, we all in here with the door closed. Shit, close your doors, boys. Close your doors. Your mom probably don't want to hear this, all right? I'm playing. I'm going to try to clean it up just in case your mom is listening. All right, we don't got any beefs going on today, so it should be a mellow day. What's going on here? America First says, Gaethje will destroy that British sausage. Shout out to America First, shout out to Gaethje. Indian dude trying to sell you cow poop. I hope not. I'm not interested in buying any cow poop. Unbroken says, noise down, fam. Noise down. Noise down. We're trying to keep it down tonight. Dylan saying, did you see the 2 news I posted on Discord in the news thread? No, but I will look at it. How much is he worth? Daddy Dana? Daddy Dana worth like 600 mil, if I'm not mistaken. Unbroken. John 7648 says, brother, where do you train out of? You're looking mad weak. I'm trying to show up and confront you. Shit, homie, I don't train, homie. I'm not actively training right now. Maybe I got to pull up on your ass and confront your ass, homie. How about that, John? Where do you train, homie? Let us know your location. Space Kid says, LOL. But why you wanna confront me? What you mad about? You could be mad about several things. So let us know what you mad about. Fighting don't pay. Yeah, fighting don't pay, Tuxedo. It's crazy. Oh, Unbroken asking if UFC fighters get commission off of the merch that the UFC sells on them. I don't think they get any commission off that. Brown sugar, maple, oatmeal for life. Shout out. Hope Silva gets his ass humbled again. I think he's going to win. Tuxedo Mask, thank you for the $2 dono, homie, saying, I only follow fellow Tiz cells. Okay. So shout out to Tuxedo. America First says, I got Gaethje, Allen, Song, Lewis, Thug Rose. All right. AD, what's up, Jacob and crew? What's poppin', AD? Good to see you, homie. We got no caller ID calling me again. Should I pick it up one more time? They're hanging up. They're getting scary. But I got a no caller ID calling me. whenever I go live. Maybe it's a super fan. Maybe it's Jake Shields. Maybe it's the person I thought it was. I don't know. Should I see my text messages? Yeah, no, it's not him. Interesting. Quick reminder, everybody like the stream. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Okay, we're going to get into a great stream. I'm just, showing the boys some love in the streets right now, a.k.a. the chat. Okay, chat, a.k.a. the streets. Synonymous with each other. Streets, chat, we all know what we're talking about. Oh, AD says, Jacob, I couldn't see yesterday's stream live, so watching today. My man, AD, thank you for tuning in today, homie. Tuxedo says, I like that I can watch Parry Punch and other streamers don't get mad at me. You're not training. I mean, I'm not training martial arts. I'm not training martial arts right now. I be hitting the gym, though. I be hitting the gym, staying nice and strong, keeping my cardio up, staying healthy. So I'm working out. Tuxedo. Just not training martial arts. But I think I got to get back into the martial arts real soon, just in case. Just to keep, just to keep them skills sharp now. Very soon we're going to get back to training. Right now, we're too busy stealing headlines. We're too busy being the main character during this fight week. All last week, we've been the main character. So we busy doing this right now, but training coming real soon. How much is Gaethje worth? I don't know how much Gaethje's worth. Unbroken. I doubt we're not going to get a good consensus on it. But he's not worth like over 500,000. AD says, Jacob, the stream yesterday with that dude was on point about the whole Nick Diaz story. AD, are you talking about my stream yesterday with DJ MTK? MTK also, he got sober recently, and he also struggled with his own, alcohol addiction problems throughout his life. And, he thought he could get by with, he spoke about this. So that's why I'm sharing it with you guys if you don't know already. But, he thought he could get by with casually drinking on the weekends and here and there. And he recently got sober completely, like 7 months ago. So I always like hearing MTK's takes when it comes to these, these recovery stories, right? And speaking about Nick Diaz, Baja Rehab released a trailer to the unreleased interview that he did with them before he left. So we will be playing that. But if you guys want to know what I'm talking about, okay, Baja Rehab on YouTube, shout out to them. They tagged me in their Instagram post today, so I was able to see it as soon as they posted it. But here it is. Nick Diaz opens up about his recovery journey at Baja Rehab. Full video coming soon. This was posted 9 hours ago, 1.2K. I posted a clip onto my Instagram, but we can watch the full 4-minute video at some point in the stream. America First says, I only train these nuts. I mean, shit, that's what I'm training right now, America First. I'm playing. AD says, Jacob, man, I don't even like Patty, I don't even like Gaethje, but fuck Patty. Why fuck Patty, AD? Why fuck Patty? Unbroken, how the F they get no commission if their name or image on it? Even wrestling dudes get commission because the UFC fighters don't have no collective bargaining, Unbroken. We're going to kind of get into it right now and speak about some of these issues. I may not directly be able to answer why UFC fighters don't get commissions off their merch that gets sold. But, and I'll also just say, like, I don't know that for 100% fact, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. These fighters do not get commission if a fucking t-shirt gets sold with their name on it. If anything, that goes into the basically the Venom outfit deal, right? So like these fighters get escalators on their Venom contracts. So Venom obviously sponsors the UFC, right? That's the clothing sponsor, whatever you want to call it. So UFC fighters do get a piece from Venom, and they get more money with the more fights they have under contract. But it's not like they're earning commissions, right? Earning commissions and getting like these set residual income checks coming in, they're two different things, right? So they are getting paid for their fights, right? Through Venom as well. They get a little Venom bonus every fight, every time they step in the octagon, but that doesn't really have anything to do with how much their t-shirts are selling, meaning it's a fixed amount. It's not like 1 month they make like 1K because their shirt sales were up, then the next month they make 500 because the shirt sales were down. It's always the same, and they get paid by Venom every time they step in the octagon. Hope that helps. America First says, is Nick Diaz calling you, Brandon? I mean, I wouldn't put it past him. And I'm not even going to lie to you guys right now. That stream that we did 2 days ago where I responded to Nick Diaz calling me out, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I've been very conflicted about that stream. It was a very wild stream, and it's all good. You know, I'm a wild boy. But, you know, the whole Diddy topic about Nick, and then, you know, even I was, you know, still bitching and moaning. So I just don't really like that stream that much. So I did take it down. I'm not going to lie to you. I put it on private. That's not going to stay up, you know. I reserve the right to take down a stream that I find crazy, and I finally did it. I finally did one of the craziest streams ever, and it's got to be private. What I find funny is I'm going to keep it a buck. I made that stream public, I think, twice. I like made it private. I made it public again. Then I made it private again. That's what happened. But I mean, every time I make that shit public, you boys be fucking like running up the views on that thing. So you guys got some crazy kink for that wild boy inside of me. Because I'm telling you guys, I made it public twice after making it private, and boom, the numbers are like skyrocketing on that shit. Like more than usual. So everyone got an affinity for that stream. It was super crazy, and that's just validation that it was super crazy because everyone keeps going back to look at it. So that shit's been privated. For the record, I'm curious what you guys got to say about that. But, you know, I told you, I reserve the right. If I don't like that shit, I'm going to make it fucking private. Now that barely fucking happens, but I was so wild and out on that stream. I was like, fuck, bro, let's just make this shit private. 80 says, Jacob, the entire MMA news community jumped off the Perry Punch Nick Diaz story. Perry Punch story has made it around the MMA world on point. My man AD, it has. It definitely has. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud of the work I've done on that one for sure. And I think, you know, a lot of people recognize it. I'm still getting messages and people reaching out to me every day about the Nick Diaz story. You know, new sources coming in, old sources, you know, continuing to kind of keep me in the loop of what's going on. So it's clear as day, you know, whoever wants to discredit me and shit like that, it's clear as day that the real ones, they see the work, they respect the work. And yeah, we did that shit. We did that shit with the Nick Diaz story for sure. Unbroken says Nick Diaz obscene phone call. Save Nick Diaz from the leeches, Martin and Kay. I mean, hopefully, man. Hopefully. Crazy. Everybody in here about Nick Diaz. We're going to speak about Nick Diaz, okay? We're going to have a good little segment on Nick Diaz for sure. For sure going to have a good little segment on Nick. I'm going to keep it cool, though, and I'm going to say this right now. I'm shutting down all zesty stuff. That's the main reason why I made that live stream private. It was just too much. I should have done a better job of shutting it down in the first place. And I'm going to do that tonight if it goes there. So we will be talking about Nick, but we're not addressing any of that bullshit. Out of respect. You know what I mean? Out of respect. You know, I'm a wild boy once again, but we got to draw that line somewhere. And without concrete proof, you know what I mean? Let's just leave that shit alone. America First says it's not Nick calling, it's his girl Kay. They got Gaethje net worth between 5 to 6 mil. Okay, shit, maybe I was off on that. I don't know about 5 to 6 mil though. I really don't know about 5 to 6 mil. 80 says, yeah, MTK, I never seen that dude before, but the show was good. He has good takes on MMA. Yeah, MTK is one of my boys. We've been doing the podcast for like a year, 80. So MTK is my boy. He's going to be consistent on here. We just took a little bit of a break with the new year and the, you know, UFC break and stuff like that. He also just got a job promotion. So he's been figuring it all out probably over like 2 months. But we discussed, you know, our schedules after the live stream last night. And it looks like we're settling on, you know, about 2 episodes a week, that'll be the most consistent. Not 2 episodes a week, sorry. 2 episodes a month will be like the most consistency from him, but he will be on here next week. And, we're going to play it by ear for another month or two, just because he's still adjusting to his new work schedule, his new promotion. But after about a month or two, being consistent with the streams, we're going to see how we were able to do it, and we're going to lock it in on a schedule after that. But right now, we're just still trying to figure out, the consistency, what he can handle. But I basically told him, I said, look, bro, as long as you still are passionate about making great content and this isn't a burden to come on here, let's keep doing it. And he said, nah, I'm stoked to do this show with you. I just maybe need to pull back, do it like twice a month because of my new promotion. And I was like, perfect. It's all good. Let's run it. So that's where we're at with that. Oh, AD says, Patty talks too much shit and no respect for the motherfuckers that have paid their dues like Gaethje. Because of the whole Poirier comments. Okay, I got you, AD. I got you. Otto says, damn, that's bullshit. That's ripping them off from cash. That's the royalty checks right there. Yeah, I mean, it is kind of ripping them off. But we're going to kind of get into it. Usually these thoughts come into my head as I'm hearing Dana and Justin talk. So I'm just kind of waiting to share my opinions. But you guys are pulling out a lot of these opinions from me. I'm going to read the chat for a few more minutes. Then we're going to kind of get started on looking at some news stories. Because we do have a lot of news stories. Patty is rubbing everyone the wrong way by talking down on MMA greats like Dustin. What has Fatty proven? Jack shit. Okay, so Patty is not that trash talk about Dustin looking trash against Poirier or against Holloway is not being received very nicely right now. I guess Patty's excuse is that, Poirier always picks against him. I guess that's kind of his excuse. Gaethje talking smack about the UFC pay for fighters is necessary. Fuck Dana, and the UFC still hasn't increased their pay. Not cool. I know. AD, I know. America First released the files. Brandon, shout out to the fucking Nick Diaz files. Shout out to them. I reserve the right to ask for the files. Shout out America First. My man, America First. We got the files on lock. Okay, we got the files on lock. AD saying, Jacob, you think Rose has a chance to win the fight, or is she past her prime? I mean, I think Rose has a chance, AD. It could be one of those moments where it's like we counted out the old head. But I am rocking with Natalia. But I would give Rose a fair chance in that. Rose is very skilled, and this could almost be like a gatekeeper type style fight. Like, this is how the UFC is gauging how good is Natalia Silva. Let's put her up against Rose. Let's see how good she really is. A former champion, someone who's, been in the upper echelon of the division for, years now. And Rose got a chance, and the UFC's booking this matchup as a gauge for Natalia, I think. But also, Alexa Grasso pulled out of the fight. Rose versus Alexa was the bout. So, we'll kind of see. We'll see. I think Rose does have a chance. Maybe Natalia is getting pushed up here too soon. I haven't really studied any film, but, does Natalia have better hands than Rose Namajunas? Not many women do. Not many women have better hands than Rose Namajunas. Not many women have better jiu-jitsu than Rose Namajunas. So let's see how that plays out, AD. Not sure what the odds are on that one. What's the odds? Oh, I gotta accept the terms of Tapology. Rosa plus 320 underdog. Minus 440 heavy favorite. I mean, yeah, minus 440. This is probably a fight you want to stay away from betting, to be honest. 80 says the streets are talking. M. Gaimi says we're here for Nick. Kevin from Chicago says you popped off, homie. Yeah, I popped off. It was a crazy stream. That's definitely the craziest stream we've done. The craziest stream we've done was on Tuesday night, boys. And yes, it's exclusive now. It's privated. If you were in here, you were in here. So, we got a little exclusivity now with that stream. That ain't up anymore. That was a crazy ass stream. And, it is what it is. Tuxedo says, do you lift? I can't tell. Yeah, I lift, homie. I lift. Should we see a little bicep flex there? It ain't much. It ain't much. Juice Man, look who we have here. What it do, homie? What it do, homie? What it do? M Guy says, yeah, people need to grow up. Stop yapping about the zesty stuff. Streets got to chill on that for a sec. Yeah. 100%, M Guy 100%. And it's on me. That one's on me, M Guy. So I'm not even going to blame the streets on that one. I should have shut that shit down. That's on me. That's on me. I'm going to do a better job at that. I slipped up. What can I say? I slipped up. I didn't, I was actually trying. The problem with that is I was trying to explain to you guys that he's not that way. And it was just a super slippery slope. And I'm not even going to do that anymore. 80 says, Jacob, I saw the 2 minutes of Nick Diaz on that Baja Rehab place and Nick was speaking normally. I didn't see any CTE in that 2-minute video. What do you think? Is Nick Diaz okay while not on drugs? AD, I think so. I think so, AD. I mean, this brings to another point, and I mean, I didn't even want to fucking do this because it just makes things so confusing, but I think we should share the truth, and I think, now is the time to do it based off that question. But, real quick, let me just speed run. Let me speed run through some of these chats. Juice says, Justin Gaethje has got 1 mil for every fight since the Khabib fight, I feel. Damn, 1 mil for every fight since Khabib. I mean, that's pretty good money, Jew. That's pretty good money. But I think, a guy like Gaethje should get more than $1 milli. Like Holloway and shit like that should be getting like 3 milli, 5 milli. Personally. I know he's not a champion and shit, so $1 milli is still pretty good. But it's just like, we're going to talk about it, Jew. We're going to talk about it. 80 says, cool, MTK and Jacob, the duo for the streets. Yes, MTK's, the original co-host. He's the only co-host I've ever had on the podcast. And that's my man right there. He got a great personality. That's why I invited him on in the first place. Patty is the real deal. He can say whatever, says a little RPG. Saxby says, Dana White is lying straight to our face like a politician. I know. Dana is like a fucking politician when it comes to that shit. Always lying to us. That's why you can't believe him. You got to read between the lines. Trump is lying like Trump doesn't. A straight lie everyone knows, but we can't do shit about it. When Ilya Topuria disrespects legends, it's okay, but when someone else does it, it's a problem, says RPG. Well, the people, Patty, people don't like Patty too much. People don't like Patty too much, RPG. For whatever reason. I like Patty. I think he's a cool guy. I don't got anything against Patty. Or Gaethje, really. I just think Gaethje's a stubborn mule, but I don't got anything against him, necessarily. I was a little bit annoyed with him when, he was creating this big old log jam, but aside from that, he's chilling. Kevin from Chicago, Jacob, do you remember when I called in and turned up? I remember that, Kevin. Of course I remember that, homie. We talked for 45 minutes on the stream. Spanish folks are a bit whiny and feisty. Okay, so 80 says, Jacob, I didn't know about BJ Penn until MTK said he was in a crack house. Then I saw the video of BJ. That shit is wild, man. CTE is no joke. Hopefully Nick Diaz won't get to that point. I know. Okay, so, with this whole Nick Diaz thing. Shout out to everybody in the chat, by the way. Where's Miata Boy now? Busy doing laps. Yeah, Miata Boy might be running a couple laps. He might... That was too good. That was hilarious when you boys told him to go run a lap. I was dying. Miata was with me and Nick on Grinder. Miata doing synchronized swimming, I think. Shit, where's Miata Boy at? Where's Miata Boy at? America First says, keep Trump's name out your mouth before I slap you like Smith slapped Chris Rock. Okay, so I wanted to go back up to a specific chat. I wanted to go up to, I think it was AD. I think it was AD. Where the fuck is it? Here it is. Oh, no. Yeah, so ADA saying, Jacob, I saw the 2-minute video of Nick Diaz out on that Baja Rehab place, and Nick was speaking normally. I didn't see any CTE in that 2-minute video. What you think, is Nick Diaz okay while not on drugs? So let's watch it. You know what? Everybody's still on Nick Diaz. We're going to keep it very respectful tonight. We're not going to be hyping things up, going crazy, okay? But let's watch this 4-minute video from Nick Diaz in Baja Rehab. For the record, let me give you a little bit of pre-context here. K Diaz is not happy. Okay, let me show you two things. One, Kay had this to say on the video. She commented on the video I posted today, and she said this: "You guys are disgusting at Baja Rehab for blackmailing at Nick Diaz 209 into promoting your facility." And everyone's commenting at her now, saying, "Is Nick still sober? Good question. What the fuck is going on?" At K, "Another prank by you and Nick? Question mark. This sounds like normal Nick." Someone tagging K again. "Damn, crying, laughing." Tagging K again. "Girl, at least they got him sober. Is he sober right now while being with you? Question mark. Okay. And then this brings me to K's story post. So here's what Kay said. She reposted Baja Rehab's post that they also tagged me in, which is how I found it, which is how I found out about this trailer dropping today. But she posted Baja Rehab's post onto her story and wrote this in the caption: "This place in Mexico blackmailed Nick Diaz. They forced him to make this video as a condition of his release, and if he didn't, they wouldn't hold him indefinitely. Please do not support this channel. This should have stayed private, and Nick never approved of this posted." Now, what I've been told, again, I told you guys, I got all the information. What I've been told is that, Nick doesn't, the rehab doesn't need any consent for Nick for them to post this. The rehab had Nick sign off on a form or a document that gave them exclusive permission to post it, without having his approval and stuff like that. So I know Kay's over here going in on them, but it doesn't matter. They don't need Nick's permission to post this. Allegedly, they had him sign off on a document before this even took place, and that document gives them the rights to post this, free of approval from Nick. For the record, and this place in Mexico blackmailed Nick. They forced him to make this video as a condition of his release, and if he didn't, they would hold him indefinitely. I mean, I don't know about that. Let me see something real quick. Let me just see. Let me see something real quick. Let me see something. I'm reading something, so sorry for the moment of silence here. Okay, so Nick did sign an ROI for Baja Rehab to do with the content whatever they want to do. Okay, so that's the official statement right there. So yeah, just to let you guys know again, Nick did sign an ROI for Baja Rehab to do with the content whatever they want to do. So they're not breaking any laws. I know Kayla's upset about this, and Nick didn't want it to come out, but that's the story there. So now let's watch the 4-minute video that they posted, the trailer. Now, you boys know we can't wait for this full thing to come out. We cannot wait for this full thing to come out, and we will be reacting to the full thing as soon as it does come out. You don't even got to ask that damn question. Okay, let's take a look. Nick Diaz opens up about his recovery journey at Baja Rehab.
I was busy. I was fighting 3 to 5 fights a year for 17 years. All I used to think about was weight. How much do I weigh? What am I going to eat? After a while, you realize there's more to life. And then, that's when I started getting into some trouble again. I bringing some old friends back in the picture, and that really fucked things up. But I cared about them though. I was like, well, I didn't know they were fucked up. I didn't even know what that was. I was clueless. Even though I'd been around it my whole life, I didn't know, like, you know what I mean? I just didn't know anything about drugs or a little bit about alcohol, but I didn't drink alcohol my whole 20s. I drank when I was, you know what I mean, until I was 16, 17, 18. I was drinking a little bit, but when I hit like 20, I stopped drinking. Before, I would get into some bars. By the time I actually was old enough to be in a bar, I wasn't drinking. I was just too many fights. I was fighting in Japan. Too much going on. Yeah. And then, when I used to drink, it would always, it never ended well. I was always like getting nauseous and I wouldn't get drunk. You know what I mean? I didn't know what it was like to get like super drunk and like, you know what I mean? Like where you can't walk straight. I would always get nauseous before I would get to that point. And I was like, fuck, I'll see you guys later. And it would ruin my night. I'd be with some, supposed to be like trying to hook up with some girl or something like that. And then I'd end up in the bathroom instead. And it was just fucking ruined. And for hours, like, you know what I mean? Like alcohol poisoning, like off of like, drinking more than
So 2 things I just want to point out here about Nick and what he's talking about. I mean, number one, obviously the most interesting piece about this is that he says he didn't drink alcohol his entire 20s. He had these experiences with alcohol when he was like 15, 16, 17, 18 type shit. But he's speaking now about having an allergic reaction almost whenever he would drink. He's going to explain it a bit more. But just, I just want you guys to realize, he didn't drink his entire 20s. And the reason why is because when he would drink when he was a teenager, he had these adverse reactions to it. He's even going to go on to say, like, before he even will get drunk, like he'd have these adverse reactions. Now, the first thought that comes to mind when I hear something like that is, maybe Nick, just he's got a predisposition to, not alcohol really not being his friend. They say that like addiction and stuff like that is genetic to some degree. So I don't know about his parents' history, and I'm not trying to insinuate anything. I'm just saying, it seems like he was born with like alcohol and him don't really work out. That's all I'm trying to say. And it seems like he noticed that. That's why he stopped drinking when he was 20. And he will admit in a second here that he thought he would never go back to drinking. But hear him out as he explains this.
If I would drink like a 40 or something, and I would drink, if I started on a second 40, I was in for trouble. You know what I mean? It was like before I would even get drunk, I would get like I'd have a reaction.
There it is right there. 140 is all it would take for him to start like basically getting like alcohol poisoning. Not alcohol poisoning, but having this reaction that he's talking about, throwing up and stuff like that potentially.
And so I stopped drinking, and I ended up holding like these long relationships.
So things were better. Things were better without the substance. Without
drinking, yeah, I much better. I never thought I would go back to drinking. I get it.
Now, here's the other thing. So he says, without drinking, I did much better. I never thought I'd go back to drinking. Here's my big question, because HT, aka Weird One, says, hey, Jay, what's poppin', HT? Good to see you. And Miata Boy. Okay, Miata Boy saying later, sorry, not trying to talk about Nick Diaz today. No worries, homie, but I did see you in the chat, so I thought I'd shout you out. We are going to watch the Patty vs. Gaethje press conference in a second, but these boys were just all on Nick Diaz, so that's what we're doing right now. But no, I was going to say, Nick is not really fully acknowledging his, he's saying like, he keeps speaking about the issues with alcohol. I'm just curious if he ever really admitted that he had a drug problem, like ever. That's another thing I've been wondering in this little video that they posted. He speaks directly about his issues with alcohol, but he never speaks about, it developing into more issues or anything like that. It's strictly alcohol. So it just begs the question, did he ever like admit to drug use?
It's kind of a weird thing how like it's like such a part of everyone's life. I mean, for me even too, like
I couldn't
drinking
stand it though. Like being around, I would still go to parties and stuff like that, but I couldn't stand it. I'd smoke weed. I smoked a lot of weed, but I couldn't stand being around my friends when they're, when they were drunk. It was like, it was fun because but it was always just like everyone would get trashed. They were doing those keg stands, you know what I mean? Lifting people up over the keg and they were fucking drinking it upside down. And yeah, I must have tried that once or twice, and then it wasn't fun anymore. And people were getting stabbed or shot. And it,
where? Doing cake stands?
Dude, no, like at these parties like that, there was
in Stockton.
a big fight every time there was a party. There was a big fight, and that was the thing. I was like, if there was going to be a big fight at a party, I was going to be involved. And it was probably me or one of my friends. And so I was just waiting for it to go down. And as soon as it would go down, boom, boom, it was like at someone's house or some backyard or some like bonfire party or something like that. And that shit was all just crazy. And then until my friend got shot, and once my friend got shot, I was like, it's not like I just stopped going to parties, but we stopped going to parties. It wasn't even like, I was too busy to be at those parties anyways, but I was. And then one of my best friends got shot.
Okay, so let's just kind of sum this up really quickly. The thing with Nick Diaz in this situation, everyone's asking, does he really have CTE? Does he really have CTE? Because in this video, he appears very cognitive, self-reflective almost. He can hold a conversation, all that stuff. And I would agree with you guys. So here's where I'm at with it, and here's what I've been hearing. And I'll tell you guys what I've been hearing, and then I'll give you guys my opinion. So it seems like the information that may have been given to me was potentially, I'm not going to say 100%, but I'm going to say potentially could have been a bit inaccurate. It seems like there was a bit of this telephone game going on. And by the time some of the information got to me, it was a bit, exaggerated to some degree. What do I mean when I say it was a bit exaggerated? I mean this part that I've been kind of saying about how Nick doesn't really have cognitive function, how he only has the ability to kind of like do, think basically, right? Happy, sad, angry, tired, horny, these types of things. What I'm hearing is that like that's not exactly what they were telling Nick his issue was. They're just trying to say that like Nick can't really do things for himself, meaning like these everyday things for Nick in his life. So hear me out. Everyday things in your life, right? When it comes to doing laundry, when it comes to carrying out responsibilities, paying bills, keeping the checks and balances in order, right? Cooking food, these things that could be looked at as inconveniences. This is what they're saying Nick struggles with. And they wanted, Nick to have this almost not 24-hour care, but like quite a bit of assistance with this issue in his life. And that's what this sober living was also going to try to help him with, was get his like checks and balances in order so he can basically be self-independent, And I think through that right there, as people were getting relayed information, this whole topic started to go more towards like, oh, he's like brain dead. He's not exactly brain dead. Okay. He just doesn't really have the ability to take care of himself like a normal person, like probably everybody here in the chat. These things that I'm speaking about, these inconveniences with life, these responsibilities, he doesn't know how to take any responsibility. So that's what they were trying to work on with him, because they recognize that like if they just discharge him from rehab, right, without addressing this issue that he's got going on, he's going to be reliant on people always. And they want him to be reliant on himself. Now, I think, but I know he was in psychosis. I know he was in psychosis for sure. I know he was on heavy drugs for sure. I know he was homeless for a little bit, walking up and down Las Vegas Boulevard. Okay, I know that these things are all facts, and I think that he has the potential to slip back into these issues, and then it's way worse. then it's way worse. And then I think you're going to get these things that I'm talking about where it's like, he lacks cognitive function, right? That's when he regresses even further back into like just these basic fundamentals of life and like not even being able to make clear decisions for himself. Now, with all that being said, what's my opinion? What do I think about a lot of this stuff? Well, I'm going to agree with AD Kid. As I've been watching this video, and even as I've been watching other clips of Nick, as he's been out of rehab, talking about JDM and his loss to Islam, teaching moves, right, for jiu-jitsu. I think that Nick, his brain isn't as bad as I was almost making it out to be. And again, I'm just sharing you the info that was given to me. And then I was reaching back out, asking different people like, yo, is this true? What I've been saying about Nick? Like, is this true about all this? Like, is he really that brain dead? Like, is this really true? And then, so I'm starting to get more information about, what I've been explaining. And they're like, you're kind of right. But, these are some things where like, I think it may have been misconstrued. So that's why I'm just coming on here, letting all you guys know. I felt the type of way. I didn't know how I was going to handle it because it's like, I'm not trying to confuse the masses even more. But I think honesty is the best policy. If I've been informed of something, I want you guys to know. I was just a little bit worried because I didn't want like the credibility of the reports I've been putting out to be like questioned by bird brains out there. Okay. So that's all. That's the explanation from me about Nick and whether or not he has CTE. I mean, I'm hearing that he doesn't really have CTE. It's more so he doesn't have the ability to like take care of himself as a normal grown ass man. And they want to try to like get him to be able to do that, but he skipped out on sober living too soon to get him to that point. And so now it just causes the problem of being reliant on people. And if you're reliant on the wrong people, it could be a slippery slope. We don't know. But, that's pretty much, what I got to say about Nick Diaz and what's been going on with everything right now. Like I said, about the whole rehab thing, they're going to release that soon. Despite what Kayla's saying, Nick signed off on an ROI form for them to do whatever they want with it. So look out for that video. We will be reacting then. But, that's the end of this for today, I think. Just wanted to bring you guys a quick little update. And where we're at right now is that everything's been said. Everything's been presented. The record has been set straight. And at this point in time, there's not much else to do. If more information comes out, we'll react to it, we'll listen to it, but it's not like I need to keep going over this over and over and over again. I did want to bring clarity to the whole CTE thing, though. Okay, I'm being told he doesn't really have that bad of CTE, and it's crazy, and here I am, I got to fucking tell you guys, right? I'm being told, like, no, he doesn't necessarily have the top 2%. Do I know what to believe with that? No, I don't. I don't know what to believe if he does or doesn't have the top 2%. I genuinely don't know what to believe. But when he's sober, he looks a lot better, and it doesn't appear like he struggles with brain damage. So I'm just going to say, make an assumption that he doesn't have the top 2 worst CTE cases of all time. Now, if that comes out and there's proof about that, I'll correct the narrative. But I'm going to say that, there was a bit of telephone going on. Information got conflated around. It got a little bit exaggerated, not maliciously. That's just the game of telephone. And so, yeah, I think I've pretty much set the narrative straight. Now, let's get into this whole Dana White, Justin Gaethje situation, because it did play into the press conference today as well. Reporters were asking about it. Gaethje shut it down. The reporter really just like let it happen. He's like, okay, and then just shut his mouth. So like, at least he asked the damn question, but man, he pussed out. So let's get into this topic right now. Dale says, good job, brother. Thank you, homie. Thank you. And shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. AD saying Jacob setting the story straight. If Nick Diaz can get away from that chick and stay off any drugs, he has a chance for a real life. He really does. He really does, AD. And I think that's a silver lining in this. He doesn't need 24/7 care. He just needs to learn how to take care of himself, if that makes sense. Do you see how like the game of telephone was confusing shit? So I think Nick doesn't need 24/7 care. He needs to learn to take care of himself, and he has that ability. He just needs to remain sober. So boom, Dale or M Guy me saying, bro, Patty versus Gaethje is not a main event, so calm down. Nick Diaz would main event that card right now. Is someone complaining about Nick Diaz talks or something? I see him broken also wanting to move on. We're pretty much moving on now, but I just figure I'll read a few chats real quick. 93 till infinity says, y'all all need to flood Nick's page and call out the leeches, Martin Sano and his unfortunate now wife Kayla, who said that when Nick got back, the three of them were going to try to have a baby. I know 93. MMA Rio says, and you know, who knows, right? Who knows? You know, Kayla did say that, but what if Nick told Martin Sano, like, look, bro, you ain't cracking my chick. I'm the big dog. You know, Nick could have done that, and I think Martin Sano would fall in order. Now, would that create some resentment? I think so. MMA Rio saying, dude, this YouTube channel is crazy. Best of the best presenter, and a great voice for stories like this. Like for MMA and everything about it, my friend, you're the strongest. Well done. Shit, MMA Rio, that means a lot, homie. Thank you for sharing that with me. Homie. I appreciate that. And, you know, that's what I'm striving to bring to you guys. You know, great content. That's all I want to bring to you guys. Great content. That's what I'm passionate about. And we're going to keep doing that. For sure. Thank you again, MMA Rio. Okay, so HT saying, I'm not saying I fully understand Nick, but I do understand his current state psychologically. He seems lucid. That CTE he can't do shit is a bit extreme. Yeah, HT. So that's why we're kind of setting the narrative straight on that right now. I don't think it's that he can't do shit for himself. I mean, maybe if he was on drugs, it'll be like that. But when he's sober, it's different. You know, the streets are talking. Shout out to the streets. HT also saying, or a weird one saying, I believe if Nick Diaz stays sober from drugs, he will be fine. I don't think anyone in chat will be as knowledgeable on drugs as myself if we were to use Nick Diaz drug use. Well, then shout out to HT. You know, and this brings me to another story, right? Let's talk about this, right? Let's be very thorough. Because we also have seen other people deal with their own struggles and people called CTE. Who am I talking about? Jason Mayhem Miller. Jason Mayhem Miller was, assaulting people outside of like a hotel or something like that. He was going to jail and everyone thought he had CTE. Before Mayhem Miller got better, one of his former promoters, this guy from like Hawaii, if you guys know who I'm talking about, this guy from Hawaii, one of his former reporters, one of his former promoters, he's like a white guy. He was saying he's afraid Mayhem Miller is done for. He's got CTE. He's never going to be the same. Kind of like we've been talking about Nick. The only thing that Mayhem Miller needed to do to get his life back in order is to get fucking sober. And he did that. And now look at Mayhem Miller. I think if you look at Mayhem Miller, if you look at Nick, if you look at BJ, there was a common denominator between all of them. Drinking and drug use. Mixed with a rough career. Okay. I think that the drinking and the drug use mixed with the rough career, right? Taking a lot of shots to the head, it does do something to you different than your average person who might pick up drugs or alcohol. And that's where I think their problem has been. I think it's very important for former fighters to remain sober because they do have a chance at normal life if they remain sober. It's that part where they don't have a chance at normal life if they fucking lose their sobriety on top of all the damage they took throughout their careers to the brain. So, that would be my example too. Like I'm looking at Mayhem Miller saying, Mayhem Miller, people thought he had CTE. As soon as he got off drugs, he's been better ever since. And I think it could be the same for Nick, and I think it could be the same for BJ Penn. So let's move on from this topic. Let's get some other good stuff going on right now. M. Gami says, Mayhem, my coach. Yeah, good point, Jacob, about Mayhem Miller. Turn that shit around. Mayhem and Dominic Cruz pod was great. I haven't watched it, but I'm going to watch the Mayhem and Dominic Cruz pod. Mayhem is funny as fuck, especially with Rampage. Facts. So shout out to Mayhem. I think it's, Nick got a chance. Nick, if you're seeing this, homie, I'm trying to set the record straight. I know you guys probably fucking hate me. But it ain't no fucking hate. You feel me? It ain't no hate on my end. So let's continue this. So Dana White responded to Justin Gaethje claiming he hasn't received a pay increase despite the UFC signing a $7.7 billion deal with Paramount. Here's what Dana said. Gaethje was offered more money and he never responded. I mean, kind of weak, bro. I know that's what all the comments are saying, but should I agree with it? It's kind of a weak fucking response, bro. Oh, we offered him more money, but he didn't answer, so we just fucking let that shit slide. Like, what? So let's listen. Lift and Inspire. Is Allen going to win? I don't think so. Lift and Inspire. I don't think so. That's just my pick. But as I see them, you know, I think Brendan Allen or Arnold Allen has a chance. I just think that there's going to be a skill difference in there, bro. And I know Gene Silva better on the feet. I just know it. And arguably, you know, they're probably pretty close on the ground if I'm being keeping it a buck. So let's listen to Gaethje, what he said, and then let's listen to Dana's response.
14 bonuses and not equal up to $1 million is not right. It's not right. It should be a lot more than that. And I should have had opportunities to do smarter things with my money, but I don't, and I haven't. You know, I
should have had opportunities to do smarter and more things with his money, but he doesn't, and he hasn't. I mean, I will say that's nobody's fault but Justin's. I mean, it's not Dana's responsibility to tell you how to invest your fucking money, bro. That's your management and like your inner circle's job, like not Dana's.
I hear Daniel Cormier saying that everybody's going to get paid more on this card. I'm not getting $1 more than I would have if this deal did not happen. So, man.
Now, you know, yeah, Cormier saying people would have, you know, everybody's making more money. Gaethje saying he's not making $1 more. Let's hear Dana's response. Right, let's get the full context.
No more pay-per-view. Let's talk about that. Because Gaethje did come out and chit-chat about maybe the finances of the entire situation. Are you still trying to figure out how this all works in this non-pay-per-view world? Like, how do you kind of view the evolution of going from what you were to what is now? Because this feels like a big step for your company. Legitimately, Dana. It feels like a big step.
We completely have it dialed in. We got like really smart kids that came in and told, you know, they can get down within, you know, single digits on how close it would be to pay.
Just tell us how the fuck they do that, bro. We don't like, what the hell did you even say? We got these kids who can get it down to single digits just to
pay them like it was a pay-per-view. And Gaethje, without getting into all,
just tell us how you guys work that out. Explain it to us in simple terms, bro. That's too simple, actually. We need more educated terms.
All that stuff. Gaethje was offered more money, and Gaethje never responded.
You said no more pay-per-view.
So Gaethje was offered more money, and Gaethje never responded, so the UFC just said, fuck it. Fuck it. Now, I did see Ariel's report on this. Ariel Helwani's kind of saying, like, basically Ariel's saying, like, three things at the same time. He's kind of saying, number one, is it true that Gaethje never responded? Right? Did Gaethje ever even hear about this offer? Did Gaethje's manager bring it to him? And so, yeah, those are all good questions. Did Ali Abdelaziz bring this offer to Gaethje? Did the UFC make the offer to Ali? Like, where was the misstep here? Gaethje says he's not making $1 more. Dana says he was offered money and never responded. Very interesting. Very interesting. But, you know, here's kind of my take, and it's actually going to be a bit different than what you guys kind of think. So here we go. I mean, I don't know, like, you know, this, okay, so let me break this down like this, all right? We can't expect these guys, the UFC, just to go back. I know they signed a $7.7 billion deal. We can't just expect the UFC off the love just to go back and be like, hey, everybody, all, you know, 500 fighters on the roster, here's your new promotion, here's your new little pay increase from the $7.7 billion deal. They're not going to just do that, okay? And this is why I get on the fighters a lot, because you guys need to collectively bargain and stop looking out for your damn selves. I'm telling you, the same fighters who complain about this shit will not lift a finger to collectively bargain, okay? Collective bargaining is what needs to happen. You guys need to team up and fight for your rights against the UFC. Point blank, period. Stop sitting back waiting for the UFC just to shell you money, because these are the same people who will defend the UFC, right? How many fighters do we see defending the UFC because they got their own little innocent good deal in their mind, so they're not going to rock the boat with the UFC? I mean, I don't know, man. They need to collectively bargain if they want what they're asking for. There are more fighters who see this $7.7 billion deal and they say, I haven't got any pay increase. I haven't gotten any pay increase. Well, like I said, you guys need to get together and collectively bargain and actually give a fuck about your pay. And stop defending the UFC and the promotion before you defend yourselves. Because that's the trend I see between all these fighters across the board. And I'm not going to say all fighters, like group them all in as in they're all the same, but the majority. The majority of fighters will defend the UFC and look out for the UFC's best interest before they look out for their own best interest, for the little pennies of opportunities that the UFC gives them, you know? And in my opinion, go get a regular job then. Go get a regular job then. If you're really like the type of guy to defend the UFC, right? For the little penny opportunities they give you, I mean, bro, you just go get a regular ass job. Like, you're shilling for the UFC, you're getting pennies on end. When you retire, you're going to have to go get a regular ass job anyway. You might as well just do it now. You might as well just do it now. Now, bottom line, this goes back to what I've been saying before. This is killing the sport. This is killing the sport. Okay? I just told you guys, go get a regular fucking job then. You know what I mean? Why wouldn't you? I told you guys I wanted to be a fighter. I did a simple fucking Google search. I said, how much do fighters make? How much do fighters make on their first contract? I thought it was 50K. And this was like in 2016, 2017. I was like, oh, these guys got to make at least 50K. You know, I was like, these guys got to at least make like 100K a fight, you know, something. I looked it up. These guys make like fucking 8 and 8, 4,500 and 4,500. This was back then. I was like, damn, bro, that's insane. You take a 3-month training camp and you don't even average 10K a month. Get a 3-month training camp and whatever you get out of that, best case scenario, doesn't even average out to 10K a month. As a professional athlete, you made it. You made it to the cream of the crop. There ain't no bigger place to go than the UFC. You get a 3-month training camp, you win that fight, you walk away with like 10K. This was back in like 2014. Crazy. So, I mean, yeah, these fighters, they're better off getting a regular job. I'm trying to tell you guys that I used to want to be a fighter. I looked at how much they get paid and I said, nah, I'm gonna go get a regular job. These fighters, they want to be like me, so to speak. Not me, but they want to be podcasters. They want to be streamers. They want to do interviews. They want to be YouTubers. That's what they want to be. That's where they see the juice is worth the squeeze. All these fighters rushing to build their YouTube channels before their careers are even up. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. Look at them all. Look at them all. So this is killing the sport. This is totally killing the sport. You know, pay your fighters, Dana. That's what I got to say. But it's also, it's twofold. You know, Dana, pay the fighters. And, you know, fighters, hold the UFC accountable. Hold Dana accountable. Collectively bargain. Team up. And stop being so independent and looking out for yourselves. And team up and look out for the large majority. Do this for future generations to come. Because you guys are all getting fucked and you guys are all okay with it unless you guys collectively bargain and band together. There's been several attempts at this and it never goes through, and it's because they won't collectively bargain. They won't get together. They're all looking out for their best interest. Nobody wants to rock the boat. If they got a good situation going, they're not going to collectively bargain. Does that make sense? Like Daniel Cormier would have never collectively bargained against the UFC. He would have never done it. So, I mean, this is coming from Gaethje because Gaethje's nearing the end of the road here. He's doing the checks and balances, and he's like, damn, I'm not even set for life. What the fuck did I do all this for? That's my opinion. Now, I see Dale speaking about the Ali Act, and we're going to get into the Ali Act. I think now's a great time to get into the Ali Act before we get into the press conference. AD says, Jacob, have you kept up with the Ryan Garcia boxing match? Gotta say, UFC still miles ahead in terms of promoting fights and better fighters than boxers. AD, I watched the Ryan Garcia press conference today, and we're actually going to watch it. You know, contrary to your belief, AD, I enjoyed the press conference today a lot with Ryan Garcia. I mean, I enjoyed them both. M. Gaimi says every fighter in that MMA FA group got huge bonuses to their contract. MMA Rio saying, I hope your channel gets to 100K soon because this channel together with you deserves it. So guys, subscribe. Oh, then MMA Rio saying something in Croatian, it seems like. Joe fucking Rogan, love from Croatia. My man, MMA Rio. There's the friendly reminder for everybody. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Let's run it up to 100K. Let's run it up to 100K. Let's get that 100K subscribers, boys. We need about 25K subscribers to get there. So let's fucking run up them numbers. And shout out to MMA Rio once again. Jew says Rampage said he's making more than he ever made just by streaming. Exactly, homie. Exactly. That shouldn't be the case. And the whole argument, like, oh, you know, we're gonna pay these fighters little bits of money because once they make money, they're never gonna come back. Well, Ryan Garcia made the most money he's ever made against Tank Davis. Okay, got knocked out, came back to fight Devin Haney. Okay, made the most money he's ever made again, so to speak. Right. All the bullshit he went through, he still chose to come back. Okay. Fought Rolly Romero, lost that fight. Okay. Still chose to come back again. All right. Now Ryan Garcia coming back to fight Mario Barrios. I mean, Ryan Garcia has been making $10 million paydays the last 3 fights. All right. And he's still coming back. This is bullshit that fighters need to be paid less or else they're not going to want to fight. Shut the fuck up, Dana. Please shut the fuck up and find something new to say. So let's get to the Muhammad Ali Act, and then we'll get into the press conference from today, the UFC 324 press conference. I just wanted to speak on the Ali Act really quickly. I've already kind of addressed it with you guys, but I figure we can do it one more time. But actually, we could play this 1-minute clip from Ariel, you know, just give a little bit of context here as well to add to the situation at hand. You know, this is the stuff that Ariel's better at. You know, Ariel's much better at this stuff, talking about the business, talking about real reporting on, like, you know, but with his opinions on what fights should happen and whatnot, I hate it. But this is stuff I like to hear from Ariel about.
At some point, I just wonder if the fighters and their representatives will realize that you are being treated like major league athletes. However, you get none of the benefits that those major league athletes get. You are on the same level as far as rights deals and sponsorship and all that stuff, and you're getting 0% of it. Mind-boggling.
But Dana said they were good. Yeah, Dana said they're good.
They're good. Everyone's good. They brought some smart kids from some Ivy League school. They crunched the numbers. They got it down to single digits. It's all good. And it's wild to me. I mean, look, it's wild to me, man. Like, you're seeing these interviews, and I'm sorry if I come across as, you know, passionate. I'm sure someone will be like, well, you had your chance. You could have interviewed him. Yeah, it's just wild, man. Like, we're all smart people. We all watch other sports. And you can't just sit here and listen to all of this and be like, yep, okay, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, we're seeing what happens to the guys of yesteryear, what life is like in their 50s.
Not even in their 50s. BJ Penn, Nick Diaz, not even in their 50s.
We're seeing what happens. And these guys are in their prime, and they're doing nothing about it.
So shout out to Ariel on that one. Now the Muhammad Ali Act with Dana. Let's play it. Dana White says this. They were very concerned about the Muhammad Ali Act and all those other things. None of that is going to change for them. Nothing is going to change. We're not changing one word of that. It's going to be intact. Now fighters are going to have more options. Why is that a bad thing? You know, this is an interesting one because, like I've told you guys in the past, yeah, you know, Dana's coming into boxing, bringing in the UFC pay model. Let's put this in simple terms that only I could do for you. Okay, Dana's coming into boxing and he's bringing the UFC pay model with him. He's not changing the Muhammad Ali Act. He's amending the Muhammad Ali Act to make his UFC style of paying athletes legal in boxing. Okay, that's what he's doing. He's bringing in his pay structure into boxing, and in order to do that, he needs to amend the Muhammad Ali Act to make that legal. Okay, now by doing that, he's not going to take away the Muhammad Ali Act as it stands right now, meaning all these other promoters, all these other sanctioning bodies, all these belts, it's all going to still exist. But now Dana's going to be all the way in left field with his little, you know, system that he's got running. Now, you may ask the question, well then, like, how can Dana even compete, right? He got to sign all new fighters, blah, blah, blah. Dana, without saying it, this is what Dana's hoping for. Dana's style of pay, okay, is more beneficial to the promoters, to the promotion. Dana is banking on the fact that these promoters, that these promotions are going to be scumbags and say, fuck it. We don't got to do best by the fighters anymore because Dana came into boxing and he got the UFC style of pay over here, or we can keep 60-40 instead of the other way around. And so that's what Dana's banking on. He's making it sweet for the promoters in boxing, and he's banking on the fact that these promoters will come over to his league, to his organization, and then they can almost, put their fighters against his fighters, right? So imagine if Oscar De La Hoya were to come over to the dark side, to the Dana White Act, okay? Now Oscar's going to bring all his fighters with him. And now they can do business. Oscar's fighters versus Dana's fighters. And they both get to keep 60-40 versus the other way around where the fighters get the majority now as the Muhammad Ali Act stands. So let's listen to the clip in its entirety. But that's the whole thing with this Muhammad Ali Act, if you guys have been wondering. Like, Dana's making it sweet for boxing promoters, and he thinks that they're going to get money hungry and come over to his side.
We're very concerned about the Muhammad Ali Act and all these other things. None of that is going to change for them. Nothing's going to change.
Do you see how vindictive he even comes off by saying this now that I've told you? He thinks he's really smart. And I mean, he got a smart team.
Muhammad Ali, we're not changing one word of that. It's going to be intact. I don't know why now fighters are going to have more options. Why is that a bad thing? Why are more options a bad thing? It's not,
More options, and saying that fighters are going to have more options. It's choice wording. It's choice wording. The promoters are going to have more options, and the promoters are probably going to come over to Dana's side. And Dana has slipped up and said that before, but he mainly likes to put out this narrative that the fighters can choose who they want to be with. Nah. That's not who Dana's banking on. Dana's banking on the promoters to choose who they want to do business with, what field they want to fucking play in, the Muhammad Ali Act or the Dana White Act. He's not banking on the fighters to choose. He's banking on the promoters to choose.
They're I expected it anyway. So, and I don't listen to fucking Oscar De La Hoya anyway. Anybody who listens to him is out of their fucking minds. So don't worry about him.
Okay, so there's just a couple of things related to this, though, still. I mean, this is kind of a big topic, the whole Muhammad Ali Act thing. I think Dana got asked 2 questions about the Muhammad Ali Act, and this dude posts a shit ton of stuff, so it's going to take a second for me to scroll. Shout out to Wonder Boy's girl right here. This Wonder Boy's girl, if you guys didn't know, Red De La Cruz. Shout out the Philippines. Anyone else think Dana promoting Callum Walsh is the lamest thing ever? Okay, so here's just an 11-second clip. Dana White on the Muhammad Ali Act. Today was a great day for it. I don't know if you saw, but the vote was incredible, looking good. So let's hear it.
How quickly?
Well, today was a great day for it. I don't know if you saw, but the vote was incredible.
It was 30-4 or something.
Yeah, yeah, looking good.
How quickly?
Well, today was a great day.
Okay, and then actually, we're gonna listen to Oscar De La Hoya's clapback Thursday on Dana, but it's gonna be pertaining to this clip right here, where like we said, right? Dana White's gonna be UBO, Unified Boxing Organization, right? That's his own sanctioning body, and he's not gonna be doing business with the WBC, the IBF, the WBA, all these sanctioning bodies.
All of this is sort of.
However, with all that being said, right? Dana White just signed this guy named Joe Opatia, and basically in this clip, they're going to talk about how Dana's going to let him do business and unify his titles to go for undisputed in the WBC, the WBA, and all those other sanctioning bodies, in addition to the WBO. So that's why this is captioned Dana White on how Jay Opeda could unify titles given his stance on that. Because Dana's stance on unifying titles is no, we're the UBO and we're going to do business in left field. You know, that's what Dana's stance has been. So now he's like doing a complete 180 and saying like my newly signed boxer is going to be able to, you know, compete for the unified titles as well, for the undisputed championships. You know, let's hear it, because honestly, it's confusing as hell.
All of this is sort of a work in progress. What we really want to do is, you know, obviously these guys all came from somewhere. They had plans. They had dreams from when they were kids and first put on a pair of gloves. We're going to do everything in our power to make sure that these guys can do what they wanted to do, and you know, we'll work with Jai and probably many other guys on stuff like this. You know, I sort of came out a little vague. I don't like to let everybody know what we're doing until we do it. And, you know, like I said, this is all a work in progress. And, yeah, you'll see.
So, I mean, making a complete 180. He's basically saying, like, Jay has these aspirations to be undisputed, and I'm not going to stand in the way. When originally, you know, he was planning on standing in the way. Now, just a couple posts that need to be pulled up to conclude this topic. We're going to go to Oscar, and then we're going to get into the press conference. Sorry for making you guys wait on that, but you know, we got a jam-packed show today. We got plenty more topics to get into. Haven't even mentioned the Adam 22, Jason Love, Brand Risk press conference, final press conference before their fight tomorrow. They weighed in today. We're going to take a look at all that. So we got a lot of stuff that we're looking at today. Haven't even spoken about Tank Davis going on the run, calling out DJ Academics while he's on the run. I mean, Tank is a wild boy. So let's look at what Oscar had to say in Clapback Thursday to Dana White yesterday. Or no, this was today, right? Today's Thursday. So yeah, Oscar posted this today.
Hey guys, we have a fight here in Palm Desert tonight, but I wanted to update you because you know I only speak the facts, which smokes the lies out and irritates others who are not telling the truth. So yesterday we sent a legal letter over to Virgil's manager, Rick Meridian, demanding he's...
My bad, sorry about that. Where the fuck is the Clapback Thursday at?
Hey guys.
Bro, Oscar really took down his Clapback Thursday? Wait, let me see.
All right, what's up guys? As promised, a big announcement today, right?
Bro, Oscar, why would you do that? Now we gotta look it up over here. Bro deleted his Clapback Thursday. What the hell? Okay, here it is. Here's Oscar's Clapback Thursday to Dana White. I can read you a caption real quick. It says, Zuffa finally announced their first card filled with names I've literally never heard of, and they're hosting it in the UFC's basement, which holds like 200 people. Suddenly, in a total contradiction, they're allowing Jay Opeda to fight for all the other belts. Remember Dana saying he had no intention of working with the 4 major sanctioning bodies? So, without further ado, let's hear from Oscar De La Hoya himself.
Hey guys, it's that time of the week again. Time for the only segment in boxing that gives you the facts and makes you laugh. It's Clapback Thursday. Okay, so after all the talking TKO and Zuffa have done over the last year, the time has come for their huge debut. All these promises Dana made about how they were gonna reinvent the wheel and take over boxing, fix the sport and make their own rules and their own ring and their own belts, turned out to be all smoke and mirrors.
Then against Dana White, who him and the truth never get along.
Zuffa finally announced their first card filled with names I've literally never heard of.
You gotta find out boxing is different. It's not like MMA where you can have these stars come out of nowhere.
And they're hosting it in the UFC's basement, which holds a few hundred people. And suddenly, in a total contradiction, they're allowing Jai Obatai to fight for all the other belts to fulfill his dream of becoming undisputed which is what every fighter wants. Look at me here, I have 16 belts.
I'm kind of a big deal.
And I wanted more. Remember Dana said he had no intentions of working with the 4 major sanctioning bodies. And now he's changing his mind?
Dana barely ever tells the truth.
And they're allowing Obaitai to be co-promoted by someone else who knows their way around boxing.
Yeah, giveaway.
This makes them nothing more than just another promoter with a made-up doofus belt.
Keyword co-promoted though. Keyword co-promoted. We'll find out who Jay's co-promoted by. But I mean, Dana letting him get co-promoted is that's not like Dana.
I mean, look, they do have deep pockets to fund these glorified sparring sessions.
Friday nights, sissy fight.
But I'm 0% surprised that your league is nothing like you promised, Dana. This is how you do business and life. Nothing is ever real. And when anyone challenges you on the facts, you call them crazy and unhinged? Look, good luck, Dana, in your further attempt to control boxing and monopolize the sport. Remember, kids, you're never a hater if you only speak the facts.
Okay, and then the last thing on this topic, before we get into the UFC 324 press conference, give me a second to pull it up and I'll read Miata Boy's chat first. Miata Boy says, UFC is the best MMA organization out. Yeah. Oh my God. UFC is the best MMA organization, but yeah, the pay is not the best at the lower 12 and 12. But these guys just be active. They will get paid 50 and 50 plus. Active and not having the personality of a snail will get you far. All right, Miata Boy. But you know, Gaethje been getting. Here's the thing. Here would be the devil's advocate, Miata Boy. Gaethje been getting way more than 50 and 50, right? He getting like 5 to 10 times that. You know, Jew said Gaethje's been getting paid a flat milli a fight, and Gaethje's still complaining. So, you know, active with 50 and 50, I don't think it cuts it, bro. I don't think it cuts it. I don't know. I'm not going to speak on my opinion, Miata Boy, but I will just kind of say that I don't know how much the fighters agree with that. You know, I'd be curious what you think about that if I were to say, I don't think the fighters agree with that. Now, let me pull up something real quick. I'm just pulling up the WBC's response to the whole Muhammad Ali Act as well. Okay, so the WBC, they had this to say. Everything is going to be all right. Unfortunately, our sport is currently in the headlines all over the world, but for the wrong reasons. A powerful entity, UFC, worth billions of dollars, is shouting in an attempt to make itself heard regarding its intent to enter boxing and dominate the sport while eliminating promoters and sanctioning organizations. Their aim to alter the landscape of boxing in the pursuit of profit cannot be ignored, and it needs to be seen for what it is, an attempted takeover of the people's sport, which should not be owned or dominated by a single entity. Those efforts include spending millions of dollars to modify or introduce new laws in the United States of America, and they have used money and influence to buy testimonials and promote scripted interviews on networks that they own. Money can buy many things. However, no one is rich enough to buy back their past or erase their actions, which are facts. Glory, history, reputation, service, and integrity can never be bought. It is as simple as that. Boxing is the greatest sport in the world. It is the one that offers opportunities to those who come from humble beginnings and overcome obstacles, hoping to become someone in life. Those girls and boys who dream of winning a gold medal for their country or winning the WBC green belt to become world champions. The only reason the WBC exists is for the boxers, before, during, and after their years in the ring. In these terms of uncertainty, fighters all over the world who have worked tirelessly to achieve everything they have earned should know that the World Boxing Council has their backs and it will continue to do so unconditionally. Boxing is comprised of the WBC, WBO, IBF, and WBA titles. Those titles mean the world to those who are able to conquer them. Boxing has promoters such as PBC, Top Rank, Golden Boy, Matchroom, Queensberry, Taken, Samson Boxing, Zanfer, Latin KO, Don King Promotions, and hundreds of other companies around the world. These companies promote boxing within an industry that provides opportunities to boxers in a free market where the majority of the money generated in each event goes to the boxers themselves, period. Keyword. Keywords. There is no entity, league, person, or champion larger than the sport. Boxing is a worldwide sport that has thrived for 150 years and counting, giving millions of fans memories they will remember for a lifetime. Boxing has also evolved and changed its rules, continuing to do so in order to make the sport safer for those who enter the ring. Don't worry, everything will be all right. Just keep doing what you do. Long live boxing. So I'm not really sure what he's saying here. You know, he's saying a lot of nothing. But he's just kind of, I don't know, kind of saying, he could have said what I said in like one sentence, which is that under the Muhammad Ali Act, boxers get the majority, they get the lion's share of whatever gets generated from the event, right? Under the Dana White Act, the promoter gets the lion's share. So, you know, that's pretty much what Mauricio Solomon said in this letter. Like, pretty much. Now, without further ado, boys, let's get into it. Let's run it up now. The press conference between Gaethje and Paddy. UFC 324 pre-fight press conference. You know, it wasn't bad. I actually see a lot of people hating on this press conference, and it wasn't the worst in the world. It wasn't the worst in the world. I mean, it wasn't the best either. But let's play it. Let's just play the whole thing. Why not?
Yesterday at Media Day, you had some...
What's up, everybody? Thanks for coming out today. Who's got the first question?
I'd like to start with Paddy the Baddy Pimlet, please. Paddy, yesterday at Media Day, you had some...
Okay, but before we go into it, let me just read a couple of chats. Miata Boy saying, if Justin is getting paid $3 million and $3 million, $6 million if he wins and he can fight 3 times a year, but only is able to fight 1 time a year. Oh, because Miata Boy says, I heard that Justin is getting $3 million. Okay, Miata Boy, I do get what you're saying, but at the same time, I think there's just more to it, again, which is like, it's not like these fighters get to just fight like whenever, like 3 times a year, like magic, you know? Like, there is more that goes on behind the scenes that holds them up for fighting 3 times a year. Now, I know Gaethje just was on his bullshit, denying fights and stuff like that, you know, sitting out for the title. So in this isolated situation, I get what you're saying, Miata Boy. But I mean, I think it would be tough for Gaethje to get 3 fights a year, you know, at the state he's at in his career. I just do think it would be. I do think it would be. You know, with rankings and timelines and all this stuff, it's not always the easiest, bro. It's not always the easiest. That's all I'm gonna say, you know, because Miata Boy, you do speak about this like they just need to be more active, as if it's that easy. And it's not like these guys just get to say like, boom, I'm in there. Put me in January and they automatically get it. Like, there's timelines, there's rankings. And to be honest with you, if you want me to say the quiet part out loud, I think that when the UFC pays them a lot of money, they hold them out a little bit longer to let that check run up, and then they can accept whatever fight they want to put them into. Now, that's a theory of mine. That's saying the quiet part out loud. But I do think, you know, and I do think it's also commonly known when these fighters enter the rankings, their activity slows down. For whatever reason you want to make, I just gave you a bunch of reasons. You can make up your mind on which one you believe in. But once these fighters enter the rankings, their activity slows down because now there's 13 guys ahead of you or 14 guys ahead of you that you can fight. Versus when you're unranked, there's like 50 guys, 60, 75 guys they can book you against. And that's not even getting into, you know, the weeds as far as like fighter pay, right? And obviously, when you're unranked, you're getting paid less. The UFC can just run it up with you. They're paying you pennies. But when you're this guy who enters the rankings and you get a new contract and you're getting paid more, you know, I think the UFC might be more inclined to make you sit out longer once they start increasing your pay, as counterintuitive as that may sound. Okay, but also underpaying your fighters in the first place is counterintuitive. Now, I don't have all the time in the world to respond to Miata Boy at this point in time because we got to get this press conference underway, but I figured I would share you, you know, the devil's avocado, if you will. Shout out to Michael Bisping. AD Kid says, Jacob, come on, man. Everyone knows boxing promoters have historically swindled hundreds of millions from fighters, and UFC originally seemed to be better, but not after 20 years. UFC no better for fighters. AD, in boxing, you know, they swindle money from fighters because of before the Muhammad Ali Act was in place, AD. You're talking about like when Don King was stealing money from Mike Tyson and all that shit. Like, yeah. You know, you're right about that. But that's what the Muhammad Ali Act came into play with, is that fighters now get the lion's share, and, you know, the financial statements on these events are public knowledge shared between the fighters and the promoters. You know, there's disclosure. Now, AD Kid, let me add to your point, and then we'll get this press conference started. What I think is the most fair thing to say, this is what I've been saying for a minute now, is that, listen, the UFC's pay model and boxing's pay model, they're both flawed for their own respective reasons. How are they both flawed? Well, in the UFC, champions don't make good money, right? Champions don't make good money, but the lower tier fighters have the potential to make a decent living, right? AKA Jim Miller, AKA Donald Cerrone, right? These types of guys, these active guys, they have the potential to make more money, but champions don't get to make that crazy money. Boxing is the exact opposite of what I just said. Champions make all the money, they make that life-changing money, but if you are a journeyman boxer, you make nothing. You make absolutely nothing if you're a journeyman boxer. And so with that being said, where do we need to settle with this? We need to be in the middle, bro. We need the top tier fighters to get paid more money in the UFC, and we need the low tier fighters to get paid more money in boxing. Okay? That's where we're at, you know. They're both flawed systems. UFC champions make less, boxing non-champions make less. Let's pay non-champions in boxing more. Let's pay champions in the UFC more. There's enough money to fucking go around. So that's where we're at. I see you boys responding, but let's get to it. HT says, Jacob, your quiet part out loud is so correct. I know, and it's like nobody's ever going to admit that, but I do feel that that's the case, you know? I do feel that that's the case. When these fighters start making more, the UFC kind of ices them out a bit more too. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Keep dropping your opinions. I'm reading them as we go through it, but I want to make sure we cover, you know, these topics that we got on the agenda today. But yeah, shout out to everybody in the chat. Like the stream if you haven't liked it yet. Subscribe if you're not subscribed.
Strong words for Justin, saying you're going to put a beating on him unlike he's ever seen in his life, and that he won't be physically the same after this fight. Usually when we think of Gaethje, we think of wars, we think of back and forth scraps. Do you think this is going to be a dominant one-way traffic performance by yourself?
That's our job, innit? We're meant to hate each other. That's what everyone's here to see. You know what I mean?
Is part of you hoping that maybe Justin can finally be the one to drag you into a war, take you to the full 5 rounds and see what your medal is made of?
Yeah, of course, but I know I've got that in me anyway. I know I've got the heart and the desire to go 5 rounds with a warrior like Justin Gaethje, but it's not going to go that long. As I say, I'm going to put a beating on him, and it's going to be like he's never had before, and I can't wait to show everyone just how good I am.
Justin, when you hear those comments, does that inspire any sort of fire inside you, or is that just the same talk you've heard from other opponents before?
No, I love it. This guy, I love everything he's been saying. You know, he definitely sounds overconfident. He's out here disrespecting legends like Dustin Poirier. I'm gonna dog walk this English fuck on Saturday. You watch.
Does part of you feel like, Justin, you're representing the legends against the new breed here?
One more time.
Do you feel like you're representing the legends against the disrespectful new breed here?
I'm still in it. Legends retire. I ain't retired yet. I'm still in it. The fire is still as bright and as hot as it's ever been, and I cannot wait to fight this guy.
Well, Dustin's never got a nice word to say about me, lad. So, what, I was honest and said he looked like shit against Gaethje. Fucking hell, stop fucking crying, you ganga
That wasn't
fart.
even the fight you were talking about. You said his last fight.
Which? No, I'm saying Dustin looked like shit against Holloway. That was what I said.
You would also look like shit against Holloway.
Well, we'll see. Once I beat you, I could end up fighting him.
Well, you won't be fighting him.
I gotta say, you know, great timing from Gaethje to say you would also look like shit against Holloway. Like superb timing. And then also, you know, Patty saying, well, we'll see. I might be fighting him after I beat you. Gaethje super in his competitive bag right now. He's like, nah. You ain't fighting him. Don't even worry about that. You ain't even getting past me. All right, so shout out to Gaethje. I like it. He bringing the smoke. He gonna dog walk this English fuck. All right. Gaethje bringing all the smoke. Gaethje, or should I say it like this? Patty has officially lit the fire under Gaethje's ass, and you know you shouldn't be doing that with Gaethje. You should not be lighting the fire under Gaethje's ass, but you know Patty officially has. The fire has hereby been lit, and Gaethje, you know, he on his shit right now.
Justin, you said you want to drag
I'm gonna go get some water real quick, but I'm gonna keep it playing.
Paddy specifically to the later rounds. Is that because you just want to test him there, or have you seen something in his performances that make you know you can have success there?
No, it's just what I find the most success. He is weird. He's awkward fighting style, and it's gonna be a little puzzle. I'm gonna have to figure it out through the first round. And similar to my other opponents, I constantly am building momentum, and this is a battle of momentum. And I said I'm gonna dog walk this motherfucker.
If he lasts that long.
Question for Sean O'Malley, straight ahead. Obviously, at Media Day, we talked about how you and Song kind of hit the scene in the UFC, and you kind of circled each other for a while. So from whenever Song got on your radar to now, I guess, what do you make?
I was going to say, though, real quick, I already watched this press conference, so I knew what I was going to say. With Patty's response to Gaethje saying the fight will go his way if it goes into the later rounds, meaning Gaethje, the fight will go Gaethje's way if it goes into the later rounds. And then Patty's like, if it goes there, I don't know. Part of me did feel like that was like a little bit of self-admission from Patty. Like, yeah, you know, if it does go to the later rounds, you might get me. But, you know, you better hope it doesn't go there. So I don't know. I just thought it was a little bit of like admitting by Patty, like he don't want to go to the later rounds with Gaethje. That's what I'm getting to.
Think of Song as an opponent, and what stands out to you most about his skill set?
Yeah, Song's hungry. He's experienced. He's explosive, fast, hits hard. He's dangerous. He's one of the best strikers I've fought, and I'm excited to go out there and put on a performance.
You've made it known that you felt like you need to win this fight to capture that road back to the title and become the superstar you want to be. So I guess on Sunday, what do the headlines say?
Yeah, the Sugar Show's back. I feel like every fight I need to win. It's like the Sugar Show, stiffen Song Yadong on Paramount, get more eyeballs. You know, this is the return of the Sugar Show.
And this is the first time we've seen you in the same presence of Song since your first face-off. Song said you hadn't talked to him since. Have you had the chance to talk to him backstage after that face-off?
No.
Question for Song. What do you make of Sean as an opponent? And, you know, what do you think he's bringing to the octagon when he's saying, you know, he needs to win on Saturday?
亚东，你对这个奥马利作为一个对手有什么评价？他说他周六会竭尽全力去赢下比赛。
我知道奥马利是一个很强的选手，但我为之备战了非常久。这场比赛一定会非常的精彩，我会赌上一切去赢下这场比赛。Whatever he talk or he does.
Yeah, I know Sean is also a very good fighter. I've prepared for this fight for a long time. I will bet everything on and to win this fight.
Finally, a question for both Dana and Justin. I would be remiss to ask, but, you know, Justin, a lot of people picked up on your comments about pay and everything.
I'm here to talk about fighting.
All right, there you go.
I mean, the worst attempt at asking you could ever give. Let's rewind that again. He brings up the question to Dana and Gaethje. All right, shout out to Jose Youngs. I ain't trying to hate, homie, but shit, you need a little bit of constructive criticism here. We all need it from time to time. All right, Jose Youngs shouts out Dana and Gaethje. All right, about Gaethje's fighter pay comments, about Dana's response. Gaethje shuts that shit down, says he don't want to talk about it. Jose Young says, okay, there you go, and just moves the fuck on. I mean, come on, bro. The worst attempt I've ever seen in my life. Come on, brother. You're better than that. You're going to do better than that next time. Shit, that was bad.
Finally, question for both Dana and Justin. I would be remiss to ask, but, you know, Justin, a lot of people picked up on your comments about pay and everything.
I'm here to talk about fighting.
All right, there you go.
I mean, it was just the worst attempt I've ever seen in a long time. Dana's looking up at him right now like, you gonna ask me? And he's like, nah, I'm scary. He's like, no, I'm scary. I'm scary. Dana looking up at him though, like, you gonna relay the question to me? Because he should have done that. He should have been like, okay, no worries. Dana, do you have any response to the comments Gaethje had? Or maybe asked him, like, what was the issue? Like, did you extend the offer to Ali Abdelaziz? Like Ariel was saying he, should have asked. And like, why do you think Gaethje didn't receive the offer? That should have been asked to Dana, but Jose, he just shut that shit down real quick.
Justin, a lot has been made about how maybe there's a new version of you that is more maybe calculated or cautious. You've alluded to getting into the 4th and 5th rounds with Patty. Is this a fight that you think you can be cautious?
I mean, like, I don't like, do you guys remember the other night when I was telling you guys that 90% of MMA media is transmissions? And then we got this guy popping up on the screen right now. Oh, I told you guys, this is 90% of MMA media right here. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I know I'm judging a book by its cover, but shit, bro. Like, we get the most colorful fucking guys coming in this bitch. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I actually paused it because M. Gami was the one who said, who are these journalists at UFC pressers? They suck. I know. And then, we got this guy right here.
You've alluded to getting into the 4th and 5th rounds with Patty. Is this a fight that you think you can be cautious in? Or do you think you'll have to, like, fight wide open?
Pause. No Diddy. Does Gaethje need to fight wide open? I mean, oof, no Diddy. Unbroken says Jose seems very cute for an E-boy. He is an E-boy now. He's definitely an E-boy. E-boy confirmed. Prime says that's literally Eddie Wineland. LMAO. Oh, too good. Kevin from Chicago, Dana looking like a Star Wars character in that hoodie.
Oh, I think I need to fight smart. At the highest level, you cannot make mistakes. And if you watch all the champions, they're moving forward. I'm going to move forward, and I'm going to be in his chest. I'm going to put my head in his chest. He got really long arms. It's going to be hard to hit me when my head's in his chest.
And Dana, some fighters have said that the rankings don't seem to matter anymore about getting a title fight. Is that something that concerns you?
What's the question?
Some fighters have said that the rankings don't seem to matter anymore as far as getting a title shot. Does that sentiment concern you?
No.
A
question for Derek Lewis.
That is who they were talking about.
Derek, you told us at Media Day yesterday that Waldo reminds you a lot of Roy Nelson. You went to a split decision with Roy Nelson, so how do you make this fight with Waldo more definitive?
I'm gonna knock his ass out first round.
And do you feel like you're fighting for a spot on the White House card here with a victory?
Say what?
You feel like you're fighting for a spot on the White House card here with a win?
Nah. If I want to be in the White House card, I'll be on it. But
come on now, it's fucking Derek Lewis. Don't even ask a stupid ass question like that. No offense, I'm trolling, but it's like, come on now, this is Derek Lewis. He wants to be on UFC White House. He finna be on UFC White House. Okay, no questions asked. Derek Lewis gets what Derek Lewis wants. Okay. By the way, Derek Lewis was spitting hot fire all press conference. Confidence at a sky high. going into this fight against Waldo Cortez Acosta. Let's go Black Beast. Let's go Black Beast. I do think he got a tough challenge ahead of him. Genuinely, I do. But I think I'm rocking with Black Beast. I know I'm rocking with Black Beast. But that's on some bias shit, you know, just because I love him. But if I'm taking away my bias, could be a tough fight. Let's go Black Beast. We rocking with you no matter what.
I'm not really.
And shout out to Prime saying, should look at Michael Morales if you want to see E-Boy. Michael Morales is another E-Boy. We got to keep it a buck. But Jose Youngs is more E-Boy, in my opinion, than Michael Morales. Now, if Michael Morales had like one of those, oh, shit, come on. We can't mention E-Boy without mentioning Peyton Talbot. We cannot mention E-Boy without mentioning Peyton Talbot. Because I was just about to say, if Michael Morales had one of those nose rings in the middle of his nostril, okay, he an E-Boy. But he don't got that. Who does got that? You already fucking guessed it. Peyton Talbot. Me Oddboy says, I know Derek Lewis is going to blow up to 450 pounds when his fighting career is over. He probably will. He probably will off that Texas barbecue.
But I'm going to knock this hoe out Saturday. Then we'll talk about it.
And Waldo, what do you make of Derek comparing you to Roy Nelson? Do you feel like you have any similar traits to him?
O sea, Waldo, ¿qué piensas que te comparó a Roy Nelson? Porque él fue a una decisión dividida contra él.
Yo no sé por qué me compara con él. Sabe que tengo más artes marciales que él. Puedo ser soy más rápido que él. Y vamos a ver este sábado quién tiene más poder adentro en el ring.
I don't know why he compared me to him. I'm faster than him. I got more power than him. I move better than him. We'll see on Saturday what happens about the comparison.
And then for Jean and Arnold, you guys have been very friendly this week, shaking hands and everything, but I feel like this fight is opening the first numbered main card for a reason. So how is this friendship or friendliness going to go out the window, and what are you going to show in the cage on Saturday?
You're looking at me, but John can answer first because I'm the nice guy.
Jean, tá falando sobre o fato de que vocês têm sido muito amigáveis essa semana. Quando vocês se encontraram, vocês se cumprimentaram e vocês têm sido...
Shout out to my man Tony is dead, by the way. Okay, or Tony has died. All right, I'm gonna give him a quick shout out because he makes great fucking posts on Instagram. All right, Tony has died. All right, he made this post saying that Gene Silva pulled up to the presser looking like a fucking Sith Lord, and he did. He did. Straight out of fucking Star Wars, this guy. Gene Silva. Gotta love him. Absolutely gotta love a Gene Silva fight week. Crying in front of the belt once again, He's about to start barking. Apparently he got the bonuses raised to $350K. So stay tuned for this press conference.
Bem tranquilos com o outro. A que se deve
Dominican,
você tá tão
black.
tranquilo com ele e tem alguma animosidade?
Hey, Las Vegas.
Bark if you're gay.
Cara, só tem que se preocupar mesmo comigo quando alguém me incomoda de verdade. E ele não me incomodou, não. Tá tudo certo. Só vou bater nele.
So I would be worried if he actually bothered me. He doesn't bother me. I don't care. I'm indifferent, so I'm just gonna beat him up.
Arnold?
Yeah, it's going to be a good fight.
Vai ser uma boa luta, ele disse.
Eu tenho certeza, ele tem...
Arnold is definitely more autistic than Gene Silva, in my opinion. In my opinion, Arnold is definitely autistic. No hate, nothing against him. He's definitely more autistic than Gene. And Gene is a confirmed, autistic now.
Vai fazer 11 anos de UFC. Eu tenho 2 anos e eu já fiz 5 vezes mais do que ele.
I'm sure. You got 11 years in the UFC. I got 2, and I've done maybe 5 times what you've done in this organization.
I don't have a fucking clue what's going on. The translation is losing me. He's having 2 conversations, and I'm getting a different thing over here. I don't know what the fuck's happening.
He just has like the fucking most obvious case of autism I've ever seen, Mr. Arnold Allen. But I love him. He's a funny ass guy. And then Prime got me dying. He says, of course, Gene Silva is back to this shit again. He barked, got his ass elbowed, and is barking again. HT's pointing out Gaethje looks super uncomfortable for the rest of the press conference right after the fighter pay question. Okay, I'm going to look out for that. I didn't pick up on that weird one. I'm going to just start calling HT weird one. Now, I've been doing that long enough, but HT is now officially weird one. All right. We all know by now. I think I'm confusing people even more by keeping the HT thing going. Gene giving Ultimate Warrior chant, LMAO. Miad Boy says, Allen holding down the press by the cat line and the barking line. Yeah, he was low-key. He was. Autism battle. You ever see Arnold Allen's Instagram posts? LOL. I don't, Jew. I need to check. I mean, I saw them back in the day. They are funny. But over the last 3 months, Jew, I haven't kept up with Arnold's Instagram. But before the last 3 months, yeah, he do be posting some funny-ass shit. The Battle of the Window Lickers. Jesus Christ. This matchup is for the MAF in the game, Most Autistic Fighter Championship. Someone break out the MAF belt. When this bout is done with, there's still time. We still got weigh-ins tomorrow. Then the fights are taking place on Saturday. There's still time, Jew. There's still time. Someone please make the MAF belt and present it to the winner of this fight right here inside the octagon. The Most Autistic Fighter Championship right here for all the fucking marbles. Kevin says Gene Silva is not my favorite. Imagine Allen pulls off the upset, says Juice Man. Nah, he could. He's a live dog now. He's a live dog. Somebody earlier in the chat was asking me, like, who's the dog? Who's a live dog? Arnold Allen's a live dog. Arnold Allen is a live dog now. We can look into some underdog picks towards the end of the stream. But let's continue. You've taken all the tism I worked for, motherfucker. Shit. Whoever loses this fight is going to be pissed as fuck. Especially if the Most Autistic Fighter Championship gets presented. Let's continue.
Não entendeu a tradução, então ele está dizendo que não importa para ele. Está ficando confuso com as tuas respostas.
Irmão, eu acho que tá tudo bem. Vai ser uma luta... Bom, eu acho legal, vai ser 2 autistas lá dentro, e o que tiver o plano melhor vai sair com a vitória. E ele sabe que sou eu. Vamos nessa.
I think everything's going to be all right. It's going to be 2 autistic dudes going at each other. The one that's got a better plan comes out with the win. It's going to be a good fight.
And one for Patty. Justin said yesterday that you're no Khabib Nurmagomedov on the ground, and he's going to fight you with no fear in that area. Do you think he's going to be surprised about your ground game if it does go there?
Everyone's surprised by my whole game when they fight me. No one expects me to be as good as I am. Everyone underestimates me, but it helps in my favor. Know what I mean? It makes the fight easier for me because everyone underestimates me. And I'm not Khabib. No one else is. I'm me. Know what I mean? And I'm an even harder puzzle to solve. I'm proper weird. You knew what Khabib was coming to do. You don't know what I'm coming to do.
Just lastly for Dana. Dana, you got some of the most exciting fighters in UFC history up here on the stage, fighters who lead their divisions in bonuses. I know you said in this era things would be going up. What kind of bonuses is everyone fighting for on Saturday?
Yeah, I don't have that number right now. Yeah.
Will you have it Saturday?
Yeah, no, I don't have it right now. 324.
Se o Dan aumentar o bônus, ele vai ver 2 autistas se quebrando de verdade. Se o Dan aumentar o bônus, ele vai ver primeira vez 2 autistas se quebrando de verdade.
You tune up the bonus, boss, and you give us more money, you see 2 autistic dudes really going at it if you pay us more.
Deal.
Although that's a sarcastic deal from Dana, take that with the fucking grain of salt, that deal. I mean, he did say deal, so he, I think we should hold him accountable and just, run it up for the fighters. But don't be surprised if Dana's like, no, I was just trolling, because that's a 50-50 still. But serves his ass right. You come to this press conference, you come to fight week, you don't even have the new bonuses ironed out yet. You don't even have the new number for the bonuses ironed out yet, bro. Serves you fucking right. Fine, these fighters are going to run up that check on you. These fighters are going to run the checkup on you then. You came to fight week. You're like, no, we don't even got the fucking bonus numbers ironed out yet. Okay, fine. Then you finna pay these boys $350,000. Just like Gene Silva asked. Serves you fucking right. Coming here incorrect. The internet will hold him accountable. They better. I think we should. I mean, yeah, he said deal, you know, and yeah, it came off, what's the word? Sarcastic. But shit, I think we should hold him to it. Bro, bonuses are literally a bag of Skittles. I know. To Dana, especially. Jew loved that Gene comment. Me too.
Shot.
Yeah. Who's got the next question?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Silva. Jean, alguns fãs estão mencionando essa questão.
Just real quick, Space Kid says, that is crazy, not having the bonus number ready. Yeah, because he's too busy fucking promoting his stupid-ass Zuffa boxing, bro. Like, honestly, he's killing the fucking sport. Killing it.
Onde você parece que está mais calmo essa semana, você acabou de abordar esse assunto. E você falou que ele não te provocou.
Bite-sized candies.
Por isso que você está mais calmo. Qual é o Jean que performa melhor? Quando ele é provocado ou quando ele não é provocado? E segundo, qual Jean você acha que os fãs gostam mais durante a semana da luta?
You've been quiet all week. People actually commented on the fact that you've been really nice. We want to know one thing. Which Jean performs better? The one that's calmer or the one that's agitated? And the second question is, which one do you think the fans like the most?
O Jean que vai se fuder, quem tá aqui é o Lorde, porra.
Fuck Jean, Lord is here.
Natália, você vai ter a chance nesse sábado. A gente sabe que não basta vencer, tem que impressionar. Nesse sábado você tem a chance de conseguir o tão sonhado tarot shot. Qual é a mensagem, qual é a performance, qual é o recado que você quer dar para a divisão e para o seu chefe sábado contra o...
Natalia, we all know that you don't have to just win. You got to convince the boss. You got to convince everybody with a convincing win. To get a title shot, what message do you need to send the boss to get a title shot next?
Come on now, we got to freeze the frame for the one time. For the one time, we got to freeze the frame. Come on now, you know I've been hyping up Natalia Silva for months. We've been hyping up Natalia Silva for months in the chat. So many of you boys asked me, who's the cutest UFC fighter? Who you think is one of the most pretty UFC fighters? All right? Shit. She making me look good right here. Okay? I've been telling you guys for months, Natalia Silva. Natalia Silva is a cutie. She got that natural beauty. Okay? She too good for Alex Pereira. All right? She too good for fucking Alex Pereira. She a good girl. All right? Prime says, Jacob, this isn't you. Homie, this is all me. This is all me. This is all me. I just wanted to shout out Natalia real quick. You know, very pretty woman, especially for a fighter. I mean, natural beauty. I'd be curious to know who you guys like more, her or Polyana Viana. You know, Polyana Viana, she kind of more sexy, right? But you don't really see a future with a woman like Polyana. I'm gonna keep it a buck. This one, she beautiful and she looked like wifey material. All right. I'm curious, boys in the chat, drop it in there. You like Natalia Silva or you like Polyana Viana better? I'm dying to know. Drop the Natalias, drop the Polyanas in the chat.
Hey guys! I am so happy to be here again. I love Las Vegas and I am so excited for this fight. And when I fight in Saturday, I want to say I am the next for a title shot.
John Bernard with KO Sports. This question's for Paddy. Paddy, if Ilya Taporia is watching this right now, what's your message to him?
Be ready, you sausage.
Now, Justin Gaethje has said he's focused on representing America and knocking you out. How important is it to you to represent Liverpool and your friends and family here?
Means everything, as I always say. I've my city on my back, as well as my friends and my family, and I'm going to be bringing that belt home for them on the weekend.
This one's for Justin. Justin, Paddy says he's been preparing for you like he prepared for the Michael Chandler fight. Is that a mistake? And why is this different from Chandler?
Well, you obviously seen me fight Chandler. I have, better skills and I beat him. But I don't care what he says, what he thinks. If he thinks I'm Michael Chandler, again, it goes back to my first statement. I love everything he's saying right now.
And last one.
Confirmed. Fire has been lit under Gaethje's fucking ass by Paddy.
Your manager said he would like to see you fight Conor McGregor at the White House. At this stage in your career, would you take the money fight or would you be focused on the undisputed title next?
I'm only focused on Paddy Pimblett, January 24th. How many times do I gotta say I don't expect to be alive after these fights? I go in there willing and ready to give everything. And that's the same. I'll be on the White House card no matter what. Who I'm fighting doesn't matter.
Thank you, Justin.
大家好，我来自咪咕。第一个问题，我想问亚东，你通过自己的努力，获得了这次这个向冠军挑战权又发起了冲击，拼来了这次机会。那么你现在有多大的信心？你的信心来源又是从哪来的？
He's representing UFC broadcasting partner Miku, so this question is for Song, and you work so hard to get to this point. This is a very close step to get a title challenge. How confident are you? Where's your confidence from?
我为此准备了非常久，不管是打站立，如果他跟我打站立，我就会 KO 他；如果在地面，我就会降服他。我就这么有自信。 我们周六见。
I'm super confident. No matter where this fight goes, if we strike, I will knock him out. If he try to grapple, I will choke him out. Let's see Saturday night.
第二个问题，我想问大拿，嘿，大拿，中国的粉丝一直都想问你一个问题：如果这次亚东能够战胜奥马利，他能否获得冠军挑战权？ 中国的粉丝希望得到一个肯定的答复，谢谢。
This question for Dana. There's so many supporters. This question for Dana. There's so many supporters back in China. They want to know if Song beats Sean on Saturday, does he get the chance to fight for title?
Well, I don't know if he's going to get a title shot off this fight, but we will be in China this year, and I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that plays out.
Question for Thug Rose, Nama Yunus.
Hey.
You've been in some wars before. You finally got a striker to face. How excited are you to show that you're one of the most exciting fighters in UFC history?
Oh, thank you very much. I'm definitely very honored to have the opportunity to fight Natalia. She's everybody's been saying she's been next in line, and so I'm very grateful for this opportunity, for her stepping in, especially her being a striker and so dynamic the way she is. It just brought me back to my Taekwondo roots and where I came from, so I'm really excited to put on a good performance.
And question for Paddy Pimblett, your enemy Ilya Topuria. It was his birthday yesterday. Do you have a message for the champion on his birthday?
Yeah, happy birthday, Ilya, lad. I hope everything went nice and swell for you, son.
And one question for Arnold Allen. On your birthday, you've said that you like watching other people eat. Everyone here is excited to weigh in. Who on stage would you like to share a meal with after weigh-ins?
Paddy Pimblett.
You know that, fella.
I do gotta say, I didn't want to do this to the kid, but it's like, bro, stop bringing these questions to the press conference. Like, we got so much more pressing matters, and like, it's not all fucking friendly, like fun and game shit, bro. Like, the UFC's dying. Dana's underpaying his fighters. He fucking preoccupied. I'm not saying just go full negative, but it's like, bro, like, we got so much shit to call out, and it's like, you come on here being like, who you want to share a meal with after the fight? Like, bro. That's probably, I tried to hold myself back. Space Kid says, oh, I like that question. All right, I know. I figure some people do. She's like, I don't really. It's okay. That's why he's there then. because, you know, some other people do enjoy his questions. But for me, like, let me put it like this, right? Let me just put it like this, just to kind of, for you guys to understand where I'm coming from. Space Guy says, oh, I like that question, which is fine. You're totally allowed to like that question. But for me, it's like, do you think Ariel would ask a question like that? Ariel's, you know, the best journalist in the game. Do you think Ariel would ask a question like that? We got a hater in the chat, Mr. Mark Rubin. You sound like an idiot with the forced curses and calling everyone bro, moron. I mean, geez Louise, look at this guy in here right now. Shit, this ain't for you then, homie. This ain't for you. Because I'm talking exactly how I want to talk. And you're not finna change that. You probably don't like that either. All right? Shit, hit the road, Mike Rubin. Hit the road, homie. Hit the road, Unk. Or sorry, hit the road, Unk. Hit the road, Unk. Nah, but I was just trying to say that, you know, Ariel wouldn't ask a question like that. You know, and I think that some of these journalists should try to like realize that, you know, let's ask some real questions here. Like, let's ask some real questions. You know what I mean? Like, not who you want to share a meal with after. I get it, but like, do that in your own time. Like, you go get an interview with him and do that in your own time. I'm not going to go in on that kid fully, but I'm just trying to, you know, explain my point. Juice Man says, Mike Rubin, want a link in Squabble? I'll send you my Addy. I mean, yeah, Mike Rubin, we got boys in the chat ready to scrap you right now for coming in with that disrespect. So, like I said, hit the road, Unk. Hit the road, Unk.
Question for Natalia Silva. Natalia, Rose is one of the most decorated opponents you've ever had, but very few people have ever been able to stop Rose in the cage. What will it take to be one of the few people to finish Rose Namajunas?
Natália, a Rose é uma das oponentes mais condecoradas que você já enfrentou na tua vida. Poucas pessoas conseguiram finalizar ou ter uma luta, uma vitória por via rápida com ela. O que vai precisar para finalizar ou nocautear a Rose, sendo que você é tão talentosa?
Precisa ser a Natália Silva. A única coisa que eu preciso fazer no sábado é ser eu e colocar meu jogo e fazer o que eu melhor sei fazer.
I have to be Natalia Silva. The only thing that I need to be on Saturday is to be myself, put my game to plan, and do what I know what to do.
Hey, wait, real quick. Mike Rubin, you got a beautiful wife in your profile picture there, homie. You keep yourself in check there, homie. I don't want to have to come steal your chick from you now. All right, Mr. Mike Rubin, you got a beautiful wife in that profile pic. You don't want to lose her. All right. Shout out to Mike Rubin.
For John Silva. John, can you tell us the story of the chain that you've been holding here at the press conference?
John, você poderia contar a história dessa correntinha que está na tua mão?
Ah, você achou bonita? Bom, histórias é para ficar guardada e ela tá no meu peito. Quem sabe um dia eu te conto.
Did you like the chain? You know what? Stories are meant to be stored in your heart. So one day, maybe I'll tell you the story.
And then finally, John, we saw you took a photo with the belt and it made you very emotional yesterday. Can you just talk about what it's like to be so close to the trophy that you're chasing in your career?
Ontem, no ensaio e numa filmagem para Paramount, foi feito um vídeo com você muito próximo do cinturão, muito emocionado de estar próximo do cinturão. O que significou para você estar próximo desse troféu para você, esse objetivo?
Cara, realmente aquilo ali provou que eu estou no caminho certo. Apesar de eu vir de uma derrota para o Diego, ele está lutando pelo cinturão por minha conta, mas confio muito no Dana, no Hunter, no Sean Shelby. E dizer que eles podem confiar em mim, que eles podem me levar para lá para ver quem vai ganhar o cinturão, que eu sou o próximo.
I think that shows that I'm in the right path, that I'm doing the right things on the way to a title shot. I think that even coming off of a loss, I lost to Diego, who just got a shot, and probably because of the win against me. And I can tell you, Dana, Hunter, Sean, you can trust me, and you can take me to Sydney afterwards, because I can be there just waiting to be on a title shot next.
E pode ter certeza que eu vou promover o maior evento que você já viu na vida.
For sure, you can rest assured that I will promote the greatest event that you can put on in your life.
Question for Paddy Pimblett. Paddy, there will be thousands of Scousers in Las Vegas this weekend coming to support you. What would you like to say to all those travelling from home?
Can't thank everyone enough for all the support, everyone spending their hard-earned money to come and watch me fight. But as I said earlier, that's what we do. We back our own, we support our own from our city, and we're there every step of the way for each other. And it wouldn't be right if there wasn't thousands of Scousers there when I lift this interim title above my head on Saturday night.
Space Kid, I was gonna say that, bro. You can literally see the welt still on Gene Silva's head from the Diego Lopez fight. That's crazy. He literally has a fucking welt on his head still. It's like the front left.
Question for Dana. We saw Derek Lewis say that if he wants to be on the White House card, he'll be on it. So if he does come to you after this fight saying he wants to be on it, will you fulfill his wish?
If what?
If Derek Lewis comes to you after this fight saying he wants to be on
The president loves Derek Lewis. The president loves Derek Lewis. So we'll see how it plays out.
Question for Paddy Pimblett. We know Justin Gaethje is known for his iconic backflip. If everything goes for you well, do you have anything up your sleeve come celebration time?
I'm not doing no backflip, me, lads. Fuck that. I'll break my neck. Don't know. Probably just start dancing like I always do, lad. I've got nothing special planned. I'll just crack on.
My question's for Derek Lewis. Recently, Waldo said that after he beats you, he plans on doing the salsa and dancing. Do you have anything special planned, maybe, if you get the win?
Shit, I might take my shorts off and do the salsa my damn self.
Él dijo que va a sacar, por cuenta de que dijiste que va a bailar la salsa si gana de él, dijo, bueno, capaz que me quito los shorts y bailo la salsa en él, cualquier cosa.
Tal vez él puede hacer eso, vamos a decir, él puede bailar salsa. Pero lo que quiero hacer con él este sábado es increíble. Quiero llevar esto a lo último. Quiero arrancarle la cabeza y dejar que no hable más hasta el final.
He can talk about dancing the salsa all he wants. What I want to do with him on Saturday is incredible. I want to take his head off so he won't even talk about dancing salsa evermore.
Let's get it.
Vamos, dale.
I'm here.
Speaking of aura, Jew, saying Patty lacking aura this press conference. You know who fucking brought all the aura? Mr. Derek Lewis. I just hope he can get that dub on Saturday night.
Go ahead.
My other question's for Sean. Obviously, you've had massive fights in the past. Currently, you're on a 2-fight losing streak. Do you think this could be the most meaningful fight of your career?
Yeah, every fight's the most meaningful fight of my career, you know. Every fight I look at, whether I win or lose, I'm 0-0 going into the next fight, you know. Coming off a win, coming off a loss doesn't change. I need to go out there and put on a performance and get back to the winning ways. Shout out to the Sugar fans out there. I see you guys. Popping off. Let's go.
¿Qué tal? Bueno, mi pregunta es para Waldo. Justamente el día de ayer Derrick dijo que iba a finalizarte en el primer round. ¿Qué dices ante eso?
For Waldo, actually, exactly about this interaction, Derek said that he was going to knock you out in the first round. What you got to say?
No, yo no digo nada, solamente que lo intente y que vamos a hacer la guerra allá adentro hasta que uno quede de pie. Y eso es lo importante, dar una mejor pelea, una buena pelea y que salga el mejor victorioso.
Listen, he can try. The only thing is, like, listen, the important thing is for both of us to go at it. That's all we try to do. All of us, both of us are going to be going at it, giving you the best fight possible, and that's what we came to do.
Esta pelea es simple. ¿Continúa el mito de Derrick o nace un nuevo oponente ya listo para el título?
And at the end of this fight, will the myth of Derek Lewis continue, or will the newcomer, Waldo, will go to the top?
No, esto de Derek Lewis se termina este sábado. Waldo Cortés sigue subiendo hasta llegar a por el título.
Listen, the myth of Derek Lewis ends on Saturday. This is about.
Okay, I do see Miata Boy pointing out Derek Lewis fit absolutely sucks, and I didn't even realize it. Yeah, why the fuck did Derek decide to go full UFC Venom fight kit threads? Why the hell did he decide to do that? I mean, even the undershirt, he went like full on Venom fight kit threads. I mean, yeah, questionable choice there for Derek Lewis. I feel like Derek knows better. That's why I'm like, I don't know why he did that. He knows better. Fucking Derek.
Acosta going all the way to the top for the title.
Cállate, puto. My day. Cállate. Chingo de madre.
Damn.
Go ahead.
Patty,
You'll see.
Patty, some critics think you don't have enough experience for a title fight. What is the moment, the fight, that earned you this title shot?
What? Sorry, I didn't.
Some critics think you don't have enough experience for a title fight. What is the moment, the fight that earned you this title shot?
Winning.
Shout out to Deanna Belbita. She asks real questions. Real questions. She always does too.
My last fight, being on a 7-fight win streak, the longest in the lightweight division. The critics can stick it up their asses. I'm the one who's fighting for the belt.
For Sean O'Malley. Sean, you have changed a lot over the last 2 years. What made you change? Did you learn some lessons the last 2 fights, or why the change?
I mean, my
Yes,
hair's still
juice
cut. I
man.
don't feel like I changed that much. Lost a couple fights, but we're still, I still feel good. We're still here.
You give up social media. You are a little bit more quiet.
I'm a little quiet. I don't know, man. I'm excited to go out there Saturday. I feel like, I feel good.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
My question is for Patty, the Patty Pimblett. Patty, you mentioned already today Arman Tsarukyan. Recently you said some mean things about him. So the question is, who do you dislike more, Arman or Manchester United?
Oh, it's a tough one, that, you know. I hate both of them, but Arman doesn't stop chatting shit about me, lad. Where Man United don't chat shit about me, so probably hate Arman more. He needs to sort his head out, lad, and stop talking about me.
One more question. Who's got it? This guy. Go ahead.
Multi from Complex. Dana, what's your take on Arman's media blitz the last week and people saying that it was the biggest thing in UFC the past week?
What's my take on what?
On Arman's media tour the past week, and everyone's saying it's the biggest thing in fighting right now.
He's asking you.
I haven't seen it.
He's asking you why Arman's trying to be like me, going around eating food. And it's because he's got no personality and he's a little nit.
I have said that about Arman in the past, and you know what he started doing? Showing his personality more. So now I can't say that. But when Arman was posting those videos of him eating and not talking or showing his personality, I agreed with Patty emphatically. But now Arman's been talking more. He's being more entertaining. I can't say the same thing about him anymore. But of course, Patty gonna be on his hater shit because Arman keeps getting Arman keeps getting asked about during this press conference, and Patty's like, bro, Arman ain't even here, bro. This me and Gaethje's fucking fight card. Quit name dropping him. Same thing along the lines of how you boys be dropping other YouTubers in the chat, and I'm like, boys, quit fucking name dropping them. That's how Patty's feeling right now. He's like, boys, quit fucking name dropping Arman Tsarukyan. This is my card. He not here.
I don't know anything about it.
All right.
Good try, though. All right, we're going to rip this stuff out of here and square these guys off.
All right, let's get the face-offs underway. Then we're going to take a look at the brand risk fight taking place tomorrow night between Adam 22 and Jason Love. Brand risk 4, I believe, in Miami. Adam and Jason weighed in today. Adam got the 10-pound weight advantage, if you guys, shockingly enough, I guess you could say. Adam got a 10-pound weight advantage going into his fight against Jason Love. I think I was going to say, if you guys can believe that. That is what I was going to say. Yeah, if you guys can believe that, Adam 22 got the 10-pound weight advantage. And then they did a press conference too, and I think Lena was reminiscing on her scene with Jason Love. So, I mean, we got to take a look at that. Let's get these face-offs underway. But real quick before we do, Miata Boy saying, Dan Hooker has a missed opportunity to jump the stage and chin Patty. Missed opportunity for old Dan. Is Dan in Vegas right now? I didn't know Dan was in Vegas. Who's he there for? There's the autism kicking in. Juice Man, yeah, I am going to watch the Adam 16 fight. I am going to watch it. Come on, bro. You can't look away from a car crash sometimes, and that's exactly what that is. We got to see that. If fucking Jason Love knocks out Adam after cracking his chick on multiple occasions, I mean, that's going to be like, he's going to be down worse even after he let him crack his chick out of you and not feel remorse for it for 1 second. So shout out to Patty, shout out to Gaethje, shout out to the UFC 324 press conference. All right, good shit. Now let's move into brand risk and let's see what Adam 22, what Jason Love got to say. But first things first, can we do their weigh-ins? Can we do their weigh-in? Okay, here's the weigh-in real quick.
What's up, Jake? What's up, Scam? How you living? See you, dog. Good?
Homie rocking the blacked boxers is crazy. Crazy work.
$231.6.
So I mean, Jason Love kind of looking pretty like big, looking pretty muscular. You know, looking a little bit like out of shape though. But I mean, it's crazy. Adam got the 10-pound weight advantage.
231.6.
231.6.
Perfect.
I don't know. I'm sensing a little bit like nervousness from him.
Come on, bro. Come
on. This camera then.
Adam does look like this fucking average ass Joe though. After Jason Love just weighed in, we got Adam's pudgy ass. Jew, what you think? What you think? Space Kid says out of shape. I mean, he just didn't look it to be in like prime shape. Maybe I got higher standards. I don't know.
Still. 241.
I see someone saying Adam's tattoos are horrible. What even are they? Is that like Led Zeppelin on his belly? Something evil? All evil? Something across his chest? He got like a skull? I can't read any of Adam's tats. This is going to be crazy lore for you guys, but I feel like Adam 22, everyone knows, if you're a hardcore Adam 22 follower, you would know that he stole Lil Peep's tattoo of Marge Simpson, right? Something along those lines on his face, on the side of his face. Wait, did they look at each other? No look.
Can I get you guys like right here face to face really quick? Adam.
Face off.
Get you guys right here face to face. Yeah. Hey, important right here.
Damn, Adam pulling up on Jason with that energy. Adam is walking up on Jason with that energy. Look at him. Adam walking up on Jason with that energy.
Important right here.
That's what I like to see.
And you guys are good.
There's that Marge Simpson tattoo right there that I was pointing out.
Thank you guys.
Little knuckle dab.
You made weight. Everything's good. So what's going to happen tomorrow? Or what's going to happen in the press conference tonight?
I guess we have some banter back and forth, you know. See what the people got to ask us and talk about it, you know, and get ready for the Magic tomorrow.
And what's your prediction for how the fight's going to go?
I'm rocking with Adam.
I'm pretty sure we're going to fully.
Jason Love look a little bit nervous. Jason Love does look a little bit nervous.
Each other out the first round, and then second round, I'll figure out how to knock him out.
Do you think you're going to fight again after this?
You know what? I'm kind of liking it. I might just do it. I don't know yet, though.
Is this another career move for you, boxing and all the other stuff you do as well?
Yeah, it's
something else.
It's a different door, you know. So you know, it's always good to walk through different doors. So this is another one to walk through, and I walk in, and I might like it and stay.
I guess it gives you exposure for other industries, right?
Yes, sir.
Can you name me 3 fights you'd want to have? Any 3 fighters you'd want to fight?
I honestly couldn't think of, right off the top of my head, I couldn't think of any 3 in particular, but I would fight whoever.
You're not fussed?
Yeah.
Were you surprised by the amount of hype there is between this fight of you and Adam? It's certainly probably the biggest brand risk card in a roster put on so far.
I don't know, everything that me and Adam has been involved in together had a lot of, like, you know, notoriety behind it, so I guess that's a good thing. I'm glad it's a good fight. We just got to show, you know, what we got tomorrow.
What are your thoughts on Lena the Plug being the ring girl?
I guess the ring girl is eye candy. Lena is eye candy, so I guess she's a perfect choice, right?
All right. Well, Jason, best of luck tomorrow night. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Bro, Jason Love or Adam better never split from Lena, because Jason Love is going to try to get that. I can tell the way Jason Love talks about Lena, he low-key got like a big crush on her, I feel like. Like low-key. Adam better never lose Lena, or else she's going straight into Jason Love's arms. Fact.
Okay, it is contact.
You gotta please don't leave before you do your physical. If you don't do.
Okay, I guess they didn't do a little Adam 22 interview. So let's get to the press conference. That's Scam Likely, by the way. Scam Likely gonna fight fucking YK Osiris. If you guys know, you know. If you guys don't know, it's all good. Don't even trip. But I think some of you boys know. A lot of you boys are degenerates like me, so you guys should be on the same page. Oh, and I was gonna read Matthew saying, "Do you think Patty can beat Call Beep?" I think you're saying Khabib. Fuck no, homie. I don't think Patty could beat Khabib. I definitely don't think that. But shout out to you for the question, homie. We're not going to watch the whole brand risk press conference. We're just going to watch the part where, you know, Adam and Jason Love are going back and forth.
All right.
I don't know.
He fractured his pinky.
I
just want to say Aaron the Plumber is a snitch, a coward, and a piece of shit. And no boxing organization should ever sign him again. My boy K-Mac over here representing Long Beach, he should be up here right now. But he was given an opponent with no spine, Aaron the Rat. He bailed on me. He was supposed to fight me. He ducked that one too. I just want to say, Aaron the Plumber, you're a piece of shit. Nobody should ever give you a contract again.
What the f are you? Hold on a second, Chibu.
Here he go with his Aiden.
What are you trying to do? I thought you had to take a.
My name Arab Chibu.
He wants his odds dropped so bad, bro.
That is not gonna lower your odds, nigga.
Bro, I'm sorry. That's not what's gonna take. You're almost the heaviest favorite on this. A Scam is, but you next, I think.
That's my biggest fan right there, man.
Oh wow.
Oh, the troll. Okay.
Yeah, I appreciate you, bro.
Okay.
I don't need this.
Thank you.
I got to $50 to watch my wrist right now, brother.
Stand
I
up
don't need
guy.
this.
Stand up guy. Thank you.
I don't need it.
I need it.
I'm excited for this main event. We got Jason Love over here, and Adam 22, and Lena. How are you feeling, Jason?
Feeling amazing, baby.
Ooh. Okay.
Decked out in black gear. That's
I'm
crazy.
feeling fresher than YK's hairline.
All right, Lena.
They told me I had to sit up here like a minute before this started, so I'm feeling a little nervous.
You're nervous. It's okay. We'll get some questions going.
How you feel about these two brothers fighting? And you know them very well. I'm on the outside looking in, so I'm just trying to see who you want to win.
I, of course, want my wonderful husband right here to win. I have told him.
Give it up for that, for loving a man.
That's great. We love that.
Yeah.
I promise him if he wins. It's something he's very
Whoa.
motivated by. So.
ANAL now. Damn, wifey promising him ANAL if he wins. He doesn't just get that shit on the regular? I mean, it's all right, but shit. Looks like my homie, shout out to Adam22. That's all I'm going to say. Shout out to Adam22.
I think he's going to take it.
What the f is he promised if he win?
Yeah, what does Jason get if he wins?
He gets a bus ride home.
So why did you go to Girth Master instead of Jason again? You just didn't want
to. Variety is the spice of life.
I get you. Okay. Okay.
Can you fill me in on what the f they talking about?
They have a new out with another guy named Girth
A
Master.
black dude?
What does he look like?
He's actually a big white Australian guy.
So she has another tape with a. Yeah.
All right. Well, shit.
Yeah, we freaky.
You guys don't need me to give you context on that. You boys should get what they're saying.
Yeah,
freaky
but
over on this side.
Shit,
Yeah.
we know. So how you feel about this fight, brother? You been training or you just been bitches?
And I've been training for like 2.5 weeks. It's gonna be easy work.
Wait, didn't you say you're trying to beat the allegations, Adam?
Yeah, I think once I do my thing in there, nobody's ever going to be able to comment on any of my Instagram photos ever again. So if you want to do that, now's the time. Get it out of your system because that shit is done after tomorrow night.
Lena, your husband's getting in a ring. I feel like you guys don't need that. You guys have been doing content for such a long time. How do you feel about your husband getting in the ring?
He is kind of excited by these wild things. He's just, like once he has an idea in his head, he just goes with it. There was nothing I could do to convince him not to do this. I wish you guys had a little more time, but, once you guys had it in his head, that was it.
But you're full on supportive of him going in there with Jason.
Yes, I'm supportive. I think I'm going to be very nervous tomorrow just because
Because you're so split, like you don't know who you going
No,
with.
I don't even like to watch any sort of UFC, anything violent. So I think just even being here is going to be a lot.
I understand that. Yeah, I get that. It's like kind of stage fright you're feeling, right?
Yes.
I get that. How did you feel when you got the call or Adam told you that it was Jason?
She was like, "That's a problem, baby."
Oh.
Stop looking at her in her eyes, nigga.
Yeah, Jason, why are you giving her eye contact?
I'm watching Adam.
I told you guys, Jason Love, you can tell he likes fucking Lena. Like, you can tell. You could just smell it through the fucking screen. Jason Love, he really does like Lena. He's hoping Adam breaks up with Lena eventually. They get divorced, and best believe Jason Love will slide in there. No shame. No shame. No shame. On some toxic shit, he gonna slide in there and steal Lena, single Lena, once they divorce. You can tell. You can tell Jason Love, he really like Lena. You can just tell.
Watch this nigga, because he keep.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
Y'all got something. What y'all got going, man? I'm watching you, man.
Jason, there's something.
I'm just looking, conversation, eye contact.
Yeah, move your head a little bit. You got something you want to say? You good?
So, yeah,
Well, you see where she's sitting. I think I already won the fight, to be honest.
Yeah, give it up for him.
Yeah, look at him. Look at Adam. He rubbing it in. He rubbing it in. He knows it too. He knows it too. That's why he put his arm around her. He said, "That's my bitch. That's my bitch. You can want her all you want, but without my permission," keyword without my permission, "you don't get shit." But I mean, Adam's still a cuck at the end of the day.
One. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so you were pretty happy that he's fighting Jason. You don't care about that he's fighting Jason.
I mean, yes, Jason is a very large man, but when you have them side by side,
Large how? Large how? Whoa.
large in many ways. However, they are pretty comparable in size when you put them right next to each other.
I actually weigh more than him. 10 pounds more than him.
Yeah,
Really?
this train knock off about 10, 15 pounds off me. So that should tell you enough.
Yeah.
This one personal.
This one's gonna be a little bit. This is what we call goy slop. Dude, this is just crazy. Bro.
He did
I don't even
Unbroken.
know. Who do you
Not
think's
once,
gonna
but
win?
twice.
If I gotta be complete, I think the brother's gonna win. Who you think gonna win?
I gotta go with Adam.
I'm going with
Put
Adam.
some money on it, nigga.
No, I can't.
I'm going with Adam.
Bet. Which one? I got 20 on him.
No offense. It's just. Wait, are you you're the ring girl too? Okay.
You're the ring girl too.
That's been her lifelong dream.
For my fight too?
Huh?
For my fight too?
Nah.
Well, ask Adam. Maybe he'll.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, I got 20K. I got 20K on the brother.
I hope so.
Then stop trying to fake support.
You're right. I can't wait for this fight. It's gonna be a good one. Chibu, no. He said no, right? Yeah. No.
Adam, can you please tell this brother if he believe in you, then put something up?
I can't bet. I can't bet on my own promotions. I'll get arrested. You see what's happening to all these NBA players, NFL, MLB players, bro. I can't do that. I don't want to get invested.
Y'all be having some good excuses, man.
I do, yeah.
Y'all.
What did you mean by that?
Y'all.
Wow. I get where you're going with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
That was a good one.
Okay. Should we get to them to ask some questions?
We not finished. She the ring girl, brother.
I mean, I just feel awkward. Like, can I be real? Do you not feel awkward, like sexual tension here? I swear to God.
That's why
really
they keep
awkward,
looking
bro.
at each other, and I'm like, hold on, am I supposed to be here?
Bro,
I told you guys, there's awkward tension. I could smell it through the screen earlier. The way even Jason Lowe was just looking at Adam, I could just tell he wanted to crack his chick again. I could just tell. And even Aiden and fucking homie on the, sitting next to him, they can all tell.
Feels so weird because you're staring into her eyes,
And you
bro.
staring through us, and I feel like I'm in the way.
Like, it's awkward as shit.
I was actually looking at Adam.
Wait.
I thought you didn't do that kind of.
I don't. I was just really looking in your soul.
Well, in the words of Drake, I got white boys really down to black for me. So that's what's happening tomorrow. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to do my thing. I seen Elon Musk tweeting.
I had never even seen this press conference before. That shit took me by surprise. What did he say? I got white boys ready to black for me. What the hell does that even mean?
In the words of Drake, I got white boys really down to black for me. So that's what's happening tomorrow. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to do my thing. I seen Elon Musk tweeting about anti-white discrimination. And I think when you see those odds, that's what that is about. So I'm going in there tomorrow. I'm going to make history.
All right, that's gonna be a good fight. So y'all didn't want to up the wager like how YK and them did.
Do you guys want to add any side bets? Maybe something to do with.
Hold on, Adam. How's your training been? Cause we talked about him. How your training been?
My training's been intense. Me and Blueface have been training at Kaminsky Boxing over in Tarzana, and we've been putting in work daily. I think my cardio is gonna really carry me through this. Jason, I'm not 100% sure about his diagnosis on his health or whatever. He seems like I don't know. I don't know if he's got a third round in him.
Jason, your health?
Got plenty rounds.
You can go plenty rounds?
Is that true, Lena? Why you laughing? I'm asking.
Why the fuck are you asking her that?
Because you.
He was talking about fighting rounds, not sex rounds.
Nigga, I'm confused. I thought this was like mixed with. I don't
know what the fuck it is either. It's awkward as shit, bro. It feels weird.
Gang? I think this is gonna be a good ass fight. Y'all give it up for
Wait, don't end it.
No, I'm talking about for both these guys. We gotta finish their section, don't they?
No, go ahead, Ben.
Well, say what you gotta say then.
I mean, bro, I'm gonna ask the question. Bro.
never
I'm asking the question. Lena, is there a possibility if he wins that you guys can create a part 2? I had to ask it. I'm sorry.
That's
part
what
3.
we were trying to get around to.
I just didn't.
Can y'all give it up for them if he wins?
Lena, I had to just ask it.
Two.
The chat wanted me to do it. I had to do it.
Man.
I had to do it. That's it.
Part 2 already exists, The Love Boat. You guys can go find it online.
Told you.
However, I am only sleeping with this man after the fight. Whether he wins or loses, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I haven't jerked off or had sex in about 2 weeks, and it's honestly probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. I feel like I got a jug of milk inside my body right now, and I'm just ready to let it go as soon as I'm done.
Yeah, well, I hope you get to release whatever you got back.
A jug of milk inside his body for not jerking for a month is insane work. It's just insane work. HT's asking me if I'm going to stream the fight. I think I'm going to stream the fight. I got just full disclosure, I got a couple of friends who want to play poker tomorrow, a little poker night. So I might be going to a poker night. I might not stream the fight, but I really do want to stream the fight. If I can do it, I will. We're going to look at what time this fight is taking place tomorrow after this press conference is done with. But obviously, I really want to watch this fight. Maybe we'll just do the stream, react to the fight, and then I'll dip out and go join poker night. The jury's still out, but I really want to make it work. I really want to make it happen. And then you already know, Saturday we're locked in. Me and Joaquin, we're doing the live stream as well. UFC 324 Fight Companion and live stream.
Up on y'all fight after whenever that comes.
This just feels a little bit weird. Let's get to the people asking questions. I say we move on.
Can we ask?
Can we get?
I see Louis saying Blueface was Adam's sparring partner for this training camp. If Blueface was Adam's sparring partner, that's solid ass work. Blueface is a beast. Can't deny it.
Yeah.
Blueface would beat the fuck out of Jason Love. Like Blueface would straight beat the fuck out of Jason Love. Okay, so America First says fight is on Stream East at 4 p.m. If it's on Stream East at 4 p.m., I can definitely lock in. I think we're going to play poker tomorrow night around 8 p.m. or 10 p.m. Pacific. So, if the fight's on at 4 p.m., unless that's the beginning of the card, that's probably what it is. But we'll see. I'll look into it. A little RPG saying I'll be there with Buck. Shout out RPG. Pull through. Slide through on Saturday. We got Buck here from the beginning to the end of the fight card.
All right.
Man.
Hey, you guys come up with some good questions, all of you guys in attendance. We're back in Miami. Feels good. Anybody in the chat that's in Miami that wants to pull up?
Ask good questions, too. We don't want to hear about you trying to get somebody some merch. Or no.
Okay, let's talk.
Mercy.
Wow.
Nobody. And that's no disrespect to nothing.
Oh, that's the GOAT, Vitali.
That's Vitali?
Yo.
So shout out to Vitali. Just got out of fucking Philippine prison. All right, homie is just now back in the States, and he's popping up to Brand Risk 12 to ask Adam 22 a very specific question. I did see this question already, but let's take a look.
Oh.
What?
Question for Adam. Adam, as you know, I spent 10 months, 290 days in prison. Can you give me a favor? Can I plan it tonight?
Oh, my God.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to be honest. I think you got to work your way up.
Honestly,
you didn't have enough practice on those Filipino gang members in there?
Nah, they were Asian. I couldn't feel anything. But, you're right about Atlanta.
I thought you were a top, not a bottom, but I'm gonna say no, but maybe one day if you start doing some work, you start off in the amateur leagues in the world, maybe you could get there one day,
Who would have thought that Vitali was taking shaft while he was in Filipino prison? Vitali was taking shaft by the Filipino men while he was up in there for 10 months. It's crazy work.
You're right. It's probably going to feel like throwing a hot dog in the hallway.
Let me tell you. And this guy over here can attest.
Oh, my God.
Her interior walls are some of the best in the business.
Pristine. This is
damn. Jason Love hit him with the pristine is crazy work. This is insane work. Mark says, LOL, Adam is great at trash talk. He is for sure. Shout out to Adam. Mark Hatch is loving it. I see all Mark Hatch's comments. Mark Hatch is actually loving this right now. And Adam is surprising him. He's like, damn, I didn't know Adam had it like that. Yeah, Adam got it like that. We just got to make sure he got it like that in the ring. But, Adam's about it. He wants all the smoke. Let's see it. Talking about his girl's interior walls. Jason Love saying they're pristine. Crazy work. Pristine. Hot dog in the hallway. It's all insanity. It's all insanity. He was definitely on the sauce. Who, Miata boy? Vitali or what? Gotta be Vitali. They should have kept it.
What? I got a crazy side bet on Jason, plus 6,900, that you're going to knock Adam out with your big black.
Holy. Vitali, welcome home.
Thank you.
Was prison bad? Was it? We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
Hold on now to answer that.
Was prison bad or what?
Yeah. It was good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I dropped the soap a few times.
You did?
Yeah, but too bad I couldn't feel anything because everyone's Asian.
Got it.
So.
How long were you in jail for?
10 months.
Not that bad. All right, we'll talk after in the green room when
Yeah. Both of you guys.
Glad you have
all right, Vitali. Yeah.
All right, bro.
I actually have a question for Vitali. Do you think we'll see you in the ring one day on Brand Risk?
Sure.
Oh, who would you want to fight?
I don't know.
3 people come to your mind.
Definitely not this guy.
What about the winner of this fight. How would you feel about that?
Jason or Adam?
Yeah, I'm 200 pounds. Let's do it.
Oh,
the weights work.
The weights do work. We'll talk, Vitaly. We'll talk. Welcome home, man. Welcome to freedom.
Welcome back for sure, brother.
Damn, he hasn't had sex in 10 months. That's crazy.
Miata was saying Vitaly was on the sauce. He looks like a shell of his former self. I mean, he looks like low key like a freaking. You know what I want to say. He looks like one of those T words with that beard and shit.
2 weeks is terrible. 10 months.
My name is X.
Yeah, looking like Borat.
I got a question for Adam and
better
Jason
said.
Love. You guys are talking about wins or loss. If you guys draw, can you guys please have an orgy?
What the bro?
You know, there's a lot of already out there. I don't know why you guys got to make it like a boxing thing.
That would be something that they would ask for, like a custom. That's a custom video.
Wait, Marky has a question in the back. What, Marky? What the f do you want to ask,
come
bro?
on. Why are you sweating, Marky?
Why are you sweating?
God damn.
It rained today.
Hey, Steve Buckley in the chat saying, shout out to Big Balls Jacob from your mate down under. Shit, shout out to you, Steve. My man fucking Steve. Shout out to you, homie. Shout out to you, homie. I didn't know you knew that about me. I don't know how you knew that about me, Steve. All right, I don't know how you knew that about me. But shit, let's continue. This ain't about me. This is about Adam and Jason Love and Lena the Plug.
Don't worry about it. I'm not sweating, okay?
Okay, what's your question?
Why the f you just... anyways, you just put me on the spot. I was just chilling,
You out of
dog.
breath already.
Ben.
That was not me.
I think Sweater's got a question. Sweater.
I had a question for Aiden.
Yeah.
I'm ready to fight again, bro.
Who do you want?
Travis from Collectors Club.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
And then,
would you fight Gorlock? Like, actually?
I would actually fight her, Travis or Gorlock, yes.
No. Fuck
yes.
And then
we're not letting him fight her.
Why?
Get me on one of these cards. Get me on one of these cards. Give it 6 months, I'll be on one of these cards probably. Give it 6 months, they'll book me on one of these cards. By around July, June, you know, they should definitely be booking me a fight on one of these cards. By July, June, book me on one of these cards for like a September, October fight. July, June, offer me a matchup. I'll accept it for around September, October. Give me a few months to get my training in. I'm going to start training in about a month or two. And get me on one of these brand risk bouts. Now, I'd take the fight tomorrow, but I'm just thinking, you know, by my metrics, we should be big enough by June, July for them to offer us a fight. By June, July, we should be big enough for them to offer us a fight. But should I take that now if they gave it to me?
Because she's nice.
Marky asked if he could fight Zevo Pat.
No.
Okay.
No, so we are not going to listen to these fucking weirdos asking questions and shit like that. We just want to hear like Adam and Lena and shit like that.
You were supposed to come see me and you canceled. What's up with that?
Damn, Rampage Jackson, what the hell is going on here? Surprise appearance from Rampage.
You do want to say we have a legend that just walked in.
We do have a legend.
Rampage Jackson.
Y'all give it up for Mr.
say what's up
Rampage
to
Jackson.
Rampage.
Give it up, give it up. W Rampage in the chat. I see y'all.
Nice to see you, man. Great, man. I know you're into like a lot of you know, Jason and Adam are fighting. This is the main event. How do you feel about that?
I think it's going to be a great fight. I think it's going to be a great fight. Did you train real hard?
I did.
You were supposed to come see me and you canceled. What's up with that?
I got a very hectic personal life, so I had some shit going on, but I got my own workout in that day.
Okay, as long as you worked out. And what's up with you, man? How come I had to take my shoes off to come in this?
Oh,
Airport, man. What's up with that?
Well, bro, we had to upgrade our security. Last time there was an incident where, let's just say we needed to just upgrade our security. And then if there's something that happens again, we're doing a cavity search next time. You know what that is?
I know exactly. That's what you're going to have to do next time you come visit me.
Yeah. Okay. Rampage, real quick.
Yeah.
Would you ever fight on brand risk? I know we talked about it, but if you were, who would you want to fight?
I want to fight Shannon Briggs. I've been trying to fight his old ass for years.
What's poppin', Scott? What's poppin', Scott?
Where's Shannon at? Wasn't he supposed to be here?
So Shannon had a fighter. His fighter is here versus your fighter, and Shannon just ghosted our team. So Shannon didn't even pull up to the event.
Love, let's say you win this fight and you win. Would you ever fight Johnny Sins?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's exercise is exercise, so I'll fight anybody.
All right, nice. Love to hear that, man.
Okay. Blurry, you been good? Yeah, I've been good. All right, making sure.
Okay.
Okay.
I got a question for Adam. Is there, like, genuinely, do you have any hatred towards Jason coming into the fight? Because...
No, I don't got no grudge against Jason. You know, our family has made millions of dollars off of that big ass of his. So
Holy
I got no reason to feel any kind of resentment.
Wait.
I'm sure he did well for himself as well. But
how much did you guys make from the sex tapes?
I've been forbidden to speak on that. You know me.
Can I say a number and you just say more or less?
She's forbidden me to give any indication in that regard. So.
Okay, but you said millions.
Biggest OnlyFans scene of all time.
Right. Oh wow. Oh. More than wait. More than Kim and Ray J? Well, that's not OnlyFans. Never mind.
I mean,
Marky, why are you the first to try to correct that? You gooner. Jeez, bro.
He was like, actually,
he knew right away. No, like,
actually,
okay.
it's not. It's
He was quick too. Like, bro, damn, chill, gooner.
So who holds it? Who'd you say?
I think they might have it. I don't know. I'm trying to think of something else.
Dude, like, holy.
He's going through his memory.
He literally, nah.
He's like flipping through it.
All right, so since there's no hatred, so you're proud and happy.
Yeah, I don't got anything against him. I think it's important that we have solidarity between all the male performers in our industry. A lot of people think that male stars are only good for having big ass cocks, but we're more than that.
All right, watch out for the third leg.
Oh, wow.
That's part of my training for sure. Yeah, I've been thinking about that.
Who we got? Anyone ask some questions? We'll ask you. Okay. Who are you talking?
I'm number 6 in the Anna or anybody, honestly.
Jimena?
Would we be able to make this fight happen?
I've heard about Samantha. I think she's a great fighter. I haven't seen her fight, but I've seen like a little more. I feel like I've gotten a lot of experience, so I do see that fight happening.
A big experience gap. Like,
On a second, you would like to fight.
Whoever.
Okay.
Night.
Yes. Have someone who worked better and he gave something like
Next time.
that. Right here, you got one. Yeah.
What's up, Aiden? How's it going, Aiden?
Hey, man. Okay.
Yeah, I'm definitely thinking you're gonna see one.
Okay, yeah.
All right, this question is for Jason and Adam. Will we be seeing a potential knockout during the fight?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm definitely thinking you're gonna see one.
Yeah, me too. Call an ambulance, but not for me.
Will the knockout come from the fist or the third leg?
Holy.
Most likely the fist.
You better duct tape that thing to your leg.
Yeah, I have a question. I'm so sorry. Why are most of the questions from guys talking about another guy's dick? Shouldn't it be the girls asking?
Real shit. They're horny. They're gooners.
Bro.
That's what they do. They think about dicks all day.
Yeah, these dudes asking about the third leg nonstop is crazy.
Yeah, this is.
What else we got?
This is the most unhinged one.
Dude, you look pretty bad. What makes you so confident that you're going to do good against Scam? Fight. So we out here in a watch.
You keep talking.
Serious.
Okay.
Oh.
Savage.
Can't you go? I do what I ain't gonna change.
Dog in the...
You'll never catch up.
All right. Thank you, guys. All right. Thank you. All right. Next fight.
All right, guys. Next fight of the night. We have Antonio Bain of.
Okay, we got the final face-off, and then we'll be ending the stream, boys. Final face-off with Adam and Jason Love, and then we'll be ending the stream. I got to be up early in the morning, okay? Just for the boys to know, we got an interview we're doing tomorrow. Stay tuned. You boys are going to love it as usual, okay? But we got an interview we're filming tomorrow afternoon, so that's going to be up on the channel shortly after we film it, probably this Sunday or next week sometime, Monday. But that's why I got to get out of here after this, because I got to get some rest, I got to get some shut-eye, and then I'm going to do an interview tomorrow. But I will be back on stream tomorrow evening, per usual. But, you know, tomorrow we got an interview. Just letting you guys know, expect that it's coming.
The evening, we have Adam 22 versus Jason Love.
All right. Oh, sorry, Lena, go ahead. All right, guys. We'll start with you, Jason. Do you have any last words?
Good luck, Adam. You're gonna need it.
Good luck, Jason. You're gonna need it.
Go, baby. This one.
Oh my God.
Nah, I ain't got nothing else.
Okay.
Let's do this.
All right. Well, thank you, guys. This is gonna be the fight of the night.
Oh yeah.
What do you think? You think it's been a fun night too?
Easily.
And Lana, how do you predict this fight going?
I think my baby's going to take him down.
Which one?
This one.
All right, we'll have you guys get a little bit closer for the face-off. All right. Very good, guys. Best of luck to you guys, all right? Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Jason.
Sure.
All right. All right, that's the fight. That's a press conference. There it is. There it is. Shout out to everybody who watched the stream tonight. Much love to all you boys. You already know. Always appreciate it. All you guys tuning into the streams. I think there was a pretty good stream as well. So shout out to everybody once again for watching. Nico saying Justin Gaethje's elite fight IQ is going to get him knocked out or submitted, unfortunately. Why is that? Why would his elite fight IQ get him knocked out or submitted? That almost doesn't make any sense, Nico. But I mean, I am picking Patty to win. But just before the stream ends, let's end the poll. Otto saying, all right, man, later, have a good night. And everybody else too, be safe. Try to stay healthy laters. Peace out, Otto. Peace out, Otto. Have a good one, homie. I'll see you guys tomorrow in the chat. And Otto, good work. Good work on the fitness journey, homie. Good work on the training. Good work on all that shit, homie. I'm proud. I'm proud to hear what you said. Dropping in the chat today, saying you just got done with the gym before I went on live. So my man, Otto. Nico says, or no, I already read Nico. Miata Boy says, wow, MMA is just way better than boxing based off MMA not having shit like this. I mean, there's definitely some truth to what you're saying, Miata Boy. But also there's a little bit of disagreement I have where, you know, you guys know by now I like the circus. I like the craziness. So there's definitely truth to what you're saying, Miata Boy. But I guess for degenerates like me, shit, I don't mind it. I like the craziness. What can I say? You guys know that about me by now. Like, the crazier, the better. The more hectic, like, the more wild, the better. Unbroken says, I lost brain cells. You owe me $1. Shit, I got buck for you on Saturday, Unbroken. I got $1 for you on Saturday. Okay, tune into the stream Saturday. I got $1 for you. Joaquin Buckley, that is. Louis says, I thought at one point they would have influencer MMA, but it didn't happen. No, it's too hard. It's too hard, Louis. They got to learn like 5 martial arts. Think about it. Adam and Jason only had like 3 weeks to prepare. So Otto says, thanks. Got you, Otto. Congratulations, Otto from Unbroken. Shout out to the good vibes in the chat. Nico says, it's a sarcastic joke for Gaethje's peanut fight IQ where he takes risk and loses terribly. Okay, Nico, that's what I was going to say because I was like, Gaethje don't got the most like high fight IQ. He's a good fighter and he's a dog now. But high fight IQ is a stretch when you're talking about Gaethje. He more so of a dog than a high fight IQ. HT, aka Word One, saying, laters, Jay. Peace out, HT. Peace out, homie. And peace out to everybody. Let me read off some chats. You know, Weird One, Nico, Unbroken, Otto, Louie. All right, Miata Boy, M Guy Me. I already said Louie. Scott popped in here late, but shout out to Scott. I'll read out one of Scott's chats. He says, Song Yudong by decision. Bet the house on the dead homies. Should he put it on the dead homies? Bet the house on Song Yudong. I also saw Miata Boy drop the chat saying he thinks Song Yudong is going to wrestle O'Malley all 3 rounds and hold him down. So we got 2 people in the chat rocking with Song Yudong. All right. Maybe he's the live underdog this weekend. Shout out to Trapper Kid. Shout out to Steve Buckley. Shout out to America First. Shout out to Saxby saying this is a 50-50 fight. Feel like Gaethje should win, but I do feel like it's Patty's destiny to win. I feel like there's some destiny involved in this bitch, and I think Patty's going to win for everybody wondering who I'm picking. Space Kid. Shout out to Space Kid if I haven't said that already. And everybody else in the chat. Much love to you guys. I will see you tomorrow. RPG, Lil RPG, Andrew Nance for popping in. Shout out to Andrew. You know, Tuxedo Mask for the donos earlier. Much love to Tuxedo. Everybody, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out, everyone. I'm going to go make some steak now. Oh, last one I'll name Mark Hatch. All right, peace out, everybody.